Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, I think this is important. Sharon and Kelly Osbourne were on E! News yesterday, and Sharon was asked who the rudest celebrity was that she's ever met.
Oh, which some would say maybe she's the rudest celebrity that they've ever met.
Yeah,
she's kind of a cranky lady.
Yeah, she's up there. You're right. So imagine somebody out like that she thinks is rude, and here's her answer.
Name the rudest celebrity you've ever met. The guy that's married to an actress, and he used to do that 70s show.
Ashton Kutcher?
Yes.
Really?
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, rude little boy.
Rude.
Okay.
Rude.
Really?
Yes. Dastardly little thing.
Rude little boy.
Wow. And I'm seeing, boy, I haven't seen Sharon Osbourne in a long time. Man, she's like a full-blown adult now.
Well, Sharon Osbourne has always been an adult.
I'm sorry, Kelly.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, Kelly. Oh, my gosh.
She looks a lot like her mom. I mean, obviously a young version of her mom. This is like shocking information that
I don't know
her
how
daughter
old,
looks like her mom.
I don't know how old she is, but she looks like she's had work done. It's because she doesn't look like herself to me. But you're right, she looks like her mom, but I remember her looking so different.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were talking about when you were watching her when she was like in her teen years.
You're right. Maybe she's just an adult and it's just
38
weird.
now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's old enough where you start having work done, too. In Hollywood?
Look at you just casting these allegations.
Look, I'm just saying she looks a little weird to me. That's all.
Why does she look weird?
She looks like sometimes when a person has too much work done, they just have a little weird look.
Like an alien?
Yeah. She kind of looks like a little bit like an alien.
Yeah, I'm kind of...
Yeah, I think she looks a little bit like an alien.
I feel like she just lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I don't really notice anything. I mean, makeup.
Maybe that's it.
I mean, the purple hair, typically aliens have purple hair.
I like the purple hair. Don't have any complaints about that.
Right.
Yeah,
weight.
Maybe you're right, Vicky. Maybe it's just she's lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, obviously. It's Hollywood, and Mom is definitely no stranger to getting... I mean, Sharon Osbourne looks like she hasn't changed in the last, 20 years.
Yeah, I'm sure that's natural.
Is that rock bottom for you, though? If, Sharon Osbourne, known for being kind of a take no West. Maybe some people have had bad experiences, kind of rude. Does that kind of, make you think, if you're Ashton Kutcher, wow, one of the rudest women in Hollywood is saying that I'm rude?
Yeah.
A rude little boy.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, is that something he does behind the scenes we don't see? Sometimes, with Keanu Reeves, we had no idea what a cool guy he was.
Right.
And Ashton Kutcher...
I don't know. People aren't big fans of him right now because of everything he's doing with the whole Danny Masterson stuff.
You're right about that, dude. Boy, oh boy. I mean, you want to get behind people that I guess are your friends, but man, sometimes you back the wrong train.
Yeah, sometimes you know what? You just need to just step away from the situation.
That's why I'm never going to write a letter of recommendation for anybody.
Write a letter.
I'm just not going to.
Speaking of the high quality character of a person that's been accused of rape.
I know. And I mean, in a way, and then and it looks
convicted of rape.
Yeah, it looks worse for Ashton. I mean, whereas Mila, it's like, okay, at least on the set, it didn't seem like anything bad happened to her. That's the one thing I get from that, because if anything bad happened to her, she would have said something.
Right.
But when another dude gets behind a dude who's obviously, convicted of the horrible situations that Masterson is, you don't want to be a dude behind that guy. You just don't want to even be like on the record at all.
No, I wouldn't be writing letters to a judge.
So then you got Sharon Osbourne saying that you're rude, and now all of a sudden I'm wondering about Ashton Kutcher.
I've lived my entire life thinking he was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can continue today.
Now I know why he can't find his car. You know what I mean? He's just rude, and you know what? Nobody will help him.
Okay.
That's why. How about that, huh? Sharon was also asked which celebrity she would want to apologize to, because like you said, Steve, every once in a while she can be rude. So here's the celebrity she said she would like to apologize to.
Yeah, but I have apologized to him before, and it's Justin Bieber, because he did something, and when I was doing another talk show, I said, he's really bad, and how can his parents let him do that, and all of that. And I'm like, who am I to say that he's bad? He's a kid. Leave him alone. And I felt really terrible after saying it, and I felt such guilt.
All right. I mean,
get that.
Sometimes when you do a crazy show like she does, like we do, sometimes you have to have a take, and then you think, oh, why did I give that take? That's just, Yeah,
because you think about it, when Bieber, everyone was crapping all over the guy. He was like 12. And it's like, okay, like, what would you be like if people gave you millions upon millions of dollars and you were 12? I would be a colossal D-bag. I know that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I agree with you. You would be.
I would have grown men carrying me around and then bringing me to the Great Wall of China while I'm on their shoulders.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's natural anyway.
If you're rich?
Yeah, if you're rich, that happens. That's why I can't wait until I get my better net worth before I go to the Great Wall of China.
And I don't keep tabs on what Justin Bieber's been doing these days, but I feel like since he's been an adult, he's kind of been out of the news.
Didn't he find religion?
I don't know.
He got married to Hailey Bieber, and I think they both got a couple of health complications, so they're just kind of doing their own thing right now.
Oh, okay. I think Hailey Bieber's the one that's like, she's one of the Baldwins.
Yes.
One of the Baldwins is super religious, and I think she's the daughter of that one.
I think she's the daughter of Stephen Baldwin.
Yeah, that's it.
This whole time I thought Hailey Bieber was his sister. So for a second I was like, what are you guys talking about? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, nothing to see here. I just married his sister.
I forgot that she had another name before that. I don't keep tabs on these things.
Boy, of all the people she thinks she's been rude to, she thinks it's really been Justin. I think Ashton Kutcher now can say, well, you've been rude to me. You owe me an apology.
You should have said he was a rude little boy.
Yeah, that's, I guess, in a way. Well, there you go. And I don't even know what show she's on. She's on another show?
Who? Sharon Osbourne?
Yeah, I know she used to be on there used to be a show called The Talk, I think. Right. And which was I guess they were a competitor of The View. But I didn't know that she was a third show. There's a third show with a bunch of women talking about stuff?
She hosts Monday Night Football now.
Oh, Monday Night Football. That makes sense why Justin Bieber would come up. Hey, how is this possible? How is it possible that a woman held 16 jobs at the same time and never showed up to any of them? Steve's going to tell you how. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I had a credit card from a big bank. I had really high interest rates on it and accrued a lot of debt.
That's BECU member Oliver.
I realized the personal loan was the right option for me, and BECU helped me so much.
BECU wants members to feel in control of their finances. Consolidating debt through personal loans is just one more way our credit union makes that possible. BECU, power in people. Financing is subject to BECU membership, credit approval, and other underwriting criteria. Not every applicant will qualify. Member paid for participation.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today's your day to enjoy yourself some hot cross buns.
Oh.
It's National Hot Cross Bun Day.
That was Joey's song that he used to always play on the damn trumpet.
Hot cross buns. Yeah. Is that how it went?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, bringing back the great memories.
We need to get Joe a trumpet.
Yeah.
God, no, we do.
Yes, we do. And have him practice it here at work. every day.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun with him practicing at home.
That was a terrible idea on your part.
Yeah, it was.
Because, guitar, you can have it be an acoustic. It's not that bad. Or an electric and just have them plug it into some headphones. Yeah. Hell, even nowadays with drums, you could get electronic drums and have them play. You could barely hear anything.
Yeah.
Trumpet, they really haven't made an electronic trumpet yet.
Not yet, they didn't.
That I know of.
At least not back then, they didn't.
Today, also, big question for everybody in the room. Did you make your bed? It's National Make Your Bed Day.
No. Somebody will later on for me.
Sarah? Or is it Johnny Rubbers?
No, but do you guys, the housekeepers make beds, which is really awesome. So once a week it gets made.
Well, I like how you looked at all of us like, do you guys have a housekeeper? And all of us are like, no.
More of like, do your guys' housekeepers make your bed? I don't know.
Yeah, my housekeeper doesn't make my bed.
You don't have somebody named Alice that lives with you?
No.
I have a housekeeper. It's called me.
Yeah.
Hi, Alice.
Whoever's out of the bed last, obviously in my household, is making the bed. So during the week, it's my wife, but weekends, it's yours truly.
I never make the bed, ever.
Ever?
Never.
So once a week it gets made because of the housekeeper?
That's it.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I never believed in that. Like, start the day with a bed made. It was very military to me, and I always hated the military since my father and my brother were both in the military, and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to live my own life. I'm not going to make my bed the way they told you in the military.
BJ the Rebel, living a lawless life.
And I have to tell you something. I've accomplished a lot in my life, and making the bed didn't affect it. A lot of people said, this will really change your life if you start every day with your bed made. And I'm like,
come back and be like, look, I accomplished enough so I can afford a housekeeper to make my bed for me.
There we go.
Kiss my rear end.
You hear that, Dad?
Yeah, Dad.
That's what he used to say. What do you think, you're going to get people to do this for you? As a matter of fact, yeah.
Joe, do you leave your house with a made bed?
I do not, no.
Proud of you, son.
No.
Good job, son.
Yeah, it's the same as you. If I made the bed, my girlfriend would still be in it, so.
I should start doing that, just making my bed, really, tucking it in. And my wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, got to start the day off right.
We used to work with a guy who claimed, and I don't know if it was true or not, but he said that he used to make his side of the bed very neat while his wife was still asleep on the other side.
Yeah.
I was like, do you really? And he's like, yeah. I was like, why?
That seems strange.
Yeah.
Although my wife always laughs. She's like, whenever I'm out of town or whatever, not staying the night, she's like, it's so much easier to make the bed because she barely makes any of a mess on her side. My side's like, like it's like a disaster hit.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Sarah? No, just like our old man.
Good job, Sarah. Proud of you.
Does the housekeeper make their bed as well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Can she swing by Puyallup while she's at it or no?
Oh, no. This is your world.
All right.
You want to make your own bed, sleep in it.
Maybe I'll start a bed making business because today is I want to start my own business day. Hi,
Your
I'm
favorite
Steve.
person.
Who?
The entrepreneur.
The unemployed.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur. Well, congratulations. Speaking of unemployed, this woman is now unemployed, but at one point she held 16 jobs at the same time.
How is that? What?
And never showed up for any of them.
All right. Well, there you go.
Apparently she's in a lot of trouble in this huge wage fraud scheme.
Apparently she is.
She's from China. She held 16 jobs for 3 years, never showed up for any of them. Apparently she would pass the jobs off to her friends and earn commissions from it. So she said, I guess over the time, this labor fraud scheme that she started was worth about $7 million.
That's just delegation right there.
Yeah, I guess it all fell apart when one of the CEOs for one of the jobs that she worked at realized that one of his employees was also working for another company at the same time. And not only was she arrested for this, but 53 people in total have been arrested in connection of this case. What the hell is she? She's the ultimate delegator.
Yeah, and let's just, if we can back up a second, she's guilty of hiring people to do jobs, and she makes a profit off those people doing the jobs. Doesn't that sound like the American way?
Yeah, but it also sounds like maybe she was working for competing companies. Why would the CEO be weirded out by the fact that one of his employees was working for another company?
Well, that I can see why that person's upset.
Yeah.
But just the idea of her hiring people, basically subletting her job, is what she did, basically.
I think you have to have that kind of agreed upon before you start doing it.
Well, you know what? I like this kid's stick-to-itiveness.
How about this woman in Utah? She was driving around a car that she just bought and couldn't figure out why everywhere she was going, people kept pulling over to let her pass. She's like, what in the world is going on? Like, what kind of magical car is this? Well, it turns out the previous owner of the car, that's the person that sold it to her, modified the fog lights so that they would flash different colors, and she had no idea that. So while she's driving, it was set to red and blue, so people kept pulling over because they thought a cop was behind them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And she was driving in a black Dodge Charger, which, a lot of people, those have been unmarked police cars, so That's why people were thinking, oh, crap, a cop's behind me. I should get out of the way.
And the guy sells it, and she has no idea. And so he had it on flash red and blue all the time, probably.
I mean, thankfully for her, because she turned herself in. Like, hey, guys, like, I don't know what the hell, because she could have gotten in trouble for impersonating an officer if they didn't believe her. And then they determined that it was an innocent mistake, and she has had the lights removed. I would never remove those lights. That sounds like a fun little scam.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can't
That's the difference between her and you.
You know what the difference between the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks are?
Yeah.
One showed up in the second half.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great first half, boys. Can we just stop it at that? Gino was looking good. Defense was okay. And we were up 13-7. And then that second half showed up, and all of a sudden it was just like, hey, guys, where do you want to throw the ball? We'll let your players be there, and we won't even bother them. Yeah. It was insane, dude. The Rams going a 23-0 run. I think we had like 12 yards of offense in that second. I mean, it doesn't help when your two main offensive linemen, those two young rookies from last year to now in year two, they both had to leave the game because of injuries. That doesn't help Geno Smith at all. But at the end of the day, what the hell happened yesterday?
Yeah,
that was bad. Yeah. I mean, they didn't look so bad against the run, but the run wasn't the issue. It was just Matthew Stafford just picking them apart, and without Cooper Kupp.
I know.
That's not good.
We were excited to see a rookie wide receiver have a great game. We just had no idea it would be on the other team.
Wrong rookie wide receiver, that's for sure. Oh, man. You couldn't catch a break. That was an infuriating game. They ended up losing 30-13. Hopefully those the offensive linemen are going to be all right, because that was kind of annoying to see that happen. After the game, Geno Smith did talk to the media, did point the finger at himself, and also said, yes, we were definitely surprised by the performance of the Rams.
I'm surprised. Yes, I am. I didn't expect to come out and lose at all, let alone in this fashion. But hats off to the Rams. They wanted it more. They played harder, and they executed better. I got to go out there and play better for the guys and make sure that we're on point. We got to understand that we got to go earn it every single play, every single down, every single game. I think this is going to be a great learning experience for us. I think we can look at these moments later on down the season and say that we gained from it. But, obviously it stings today, and it sucks. It really does. It sucks. I hate losing. I don't like losing, but the one thing I do know about this team and myself is that we're going to get back to work, and come tomorrow, really starting tonight, I'm going to get back to work and fix things and figure out how to be better for next week.
Yeah, I'd like to adjust my prediction.
Oh, it's too late.
Yep.
12-5.
Yeah.
13-4.
I was very wrong.
Can I take the 12-5 and?
Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna need. I think you're gonna need.
Should we swap it? Should we swap it?
Yeah, 10-7 is the base, and that might be the high ceiling. I mean, granted, it's only one game, but
real quick though. Speaking of Gino, did you see that moment? I think it was in the second quarter where Aaron Donald was coming at him, and you can hear him on the TV yell, "Oh my God!" As we have the audio. Look, I mean, the game sucked. We got to find some levity, and this was definitely one of those moments.
On third down, Smith, pressure comes late, and it's incomplete. That pressure
Yeah, if I saw Aaron Donald coming at me, I'd probably say something that's not just, oh my God. There'd be an F-bomb in there for sure as well.
That was funny. And you're right, Steve. It's amazing he did not drop an F-bomb.
Yeah, rough first game, but Quandre Diggs, he's the man of a level head. He speaks the truth. He says what he's feeling, and here he is talking about losing to the Rams.
They had a great game plan for us, and we didn't execute the way we were supposed to. So, hats off to them. We got to get back in the lab and get back to work. I mean, that's all it is. So, it's week one of the season of a 17-game season. We weren't going to win the Super Bowl week one. So, at the end of the day, we lock in, we fix what we need to fix, and we come to work with a worker's mentality.
There you go, BJ. They're not winning the Super Bowl in week one.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm going to say is you guys better get on my train about how the first few games don't really mean, they don't indicate a whole lot.
I was about to say, man, I've always said that the first four games really don't, especially that first game, means nothing.
I mean, Bobby Wagner didn't even play. That was the first time I think he's gotten on the field. He didn't do anything in the preseason, I don't believe.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
So it's. I mean, a lot of these guys just they got to
say he didn't even play yesterday. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
yeah, he had a couple.
Well, plus that dude, the other, I can't remember the lineman, the offensive lineman with the rookie, the one's got knee issues.
That was I think Abe Lucas.
Abe, yes. So Abe, I mean, if that's the case, they said that he has knee issues. It's been sore and bothering him, and it's like, oh boy.
And then Charles Cross was the one with the foot injury.
Right, the toe.
And for me, the Tyler Lockett injury was scary.
Oh, the concussion.
The concussion where he was like...
But he came back.
He came back. It was good, but it was scary in that moment of like, come on, guy. Like,
and then you got DK Metcalf, who continues, I think he's gotten more immature in this game. That was kind of ridiculous.
What happened to his hair?
That's the problem.
He was supposed to have cool blue hair, and that's the thing. He had regular hair. It's like, dude, you're supposed to not be hothead guy.
And look, I'm no analyst, obviously.
Oh, you're not?
But when you hear the players, and a lot of them kept saying we weren't expecting them to come out this hard, I'm like, that's a coaching problem, I feel.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't go into any game in the NFL being like, oh, we got this. I mean, us as fans could be like, oh, yeah, they should be able to beat the Rams. But you'd think week one especially, you don't know what the hell's about to happen. You don't know what this team's going to be bringing to you. And then the excuse is, oh, we weren't prepared for them.
Yeah.
What the hell were you preparing for?
And that, I mean, Pete kind of did say we got to be better.
Yes,
we got to be pizza. But you know what? They got no film. You know, that's I think it's interesting. I wonder how many teams really need film on another team to really be able to prepare well. And of course, the first game of the season, who's got film?
Figure it out during halftime. It seems like the Rams did. But you know what? At the end of the day, and we'll talk more about it with Mitch Levy at 7:45 this morning. At the end of the day, at least we're not the New York Football Giants. Holy smokes, dude.
I did not see what happened there.
I don't think they did either. They lost 40-0.
Oh my God!
To Dallas last night.
Oh,
dude,
whoa!
It was so bad, and I saw a few articles about this, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. Their social media team just checked out. They didn't even post a single thing about the game because there was nothing to post about. They were just so disgusted by it. They're like, "I'm taking the night off, you bastards."
Can we play them next week?
No, we got to play the Lions next week.
They're kind of good.
Yeah, you know, also the 49ers played really well. They crushed the Steelers 30-7.
Yeah.
Then you watch, of course, the Broncos game against the Raiders. And Russ looked awesome in the first half. Man, everybody's talking, oh, this is the new thing. Russ is back. And then the second half, just like the Seahawks, I think he was trying to make the Seahawks fans feel better. He stopped showing up, and his team stopped showing up, and they lost to the Raiders 17-16.
Well, I thought maybe it's because Pete came into the locker room and gave them a speech, too.
He did. He's like, guys, stop trying.
He called him, yeah.
Yeah. Cardinals lost, so at least we're tied for worst.
Cardinals. Were they wrong about the two worst teams in the NFC West? Because everyone was saying it was the Cards and the Rams, and right now it's not them.
Monday Night Football tonight, it's the debut of Aaron Rodgers in a New York Jets jersey. He's taking on the Bills, so we'll see what happens with that. The Mariners, they didn't put us in a good mood either this weekend.
The Mariners got beat bad.
My gosh, lost 6-3 against Tampa again. They lost 3 of the 4. They're 3-7 in the last 10 games. They're 2.5 games out of first place now and barely holding on to a wild card spot. I think a half a game in front of the Texas Rangers. At least Teoscar Hernandez got another hit. Yeah. His hitting streak ended over the weekend, but he got another hit, so he's at 269. If there's anything to look forward to.
Yeah, this is not good because we have to play a lot of tough teams. We got to play the Rangers and Astros a lot, and we have got to be better.
Hey, but at least they don't have to play to play Tampa again because they're playing the Angels tonight at 6:40.
Tampa is kind of good.
Yeah. Weather 70 degrees, going to be cloudy today. Thanks to Snoqualmie Casino for giving us the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Yeah, that was not a good day for Seattle sports.
No,
not
at all.
I just was like, I'm shutting this TV off. I'm done.
That's why I was watching that game last night. I'm like, at least we're not Giants fans. Because that was bad.
I just shut everything off, and I had no idea. This is my first hearing how badly the Giants got spanked.
The only fun part of that game was watching in between the plays. They'd shoot out to the crowd and find certain Giants fans that just looked like they wanted to stab themselves with a pencil in their eyes. Like they just looked so pissed off.
Oh, that was at home for them?
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
Oh, my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, is that horrible?
Not a good start. I mean, look, not that we could say much. I mean, that was a really bad game yesterday. That was embarrassing for the Seahawks.
Well, at this point, though, now we got to deal with really uppity Cowboy fans that go, all right, we're the team. Hooray. We're the team of the NFC.
Hooray.
That's what they're going to, that's great. Arrogant Cowboy fans. Boy, we haven't had to tolerate that over the course of history.
I think the bad thing is when you sign a big, look, Daniel Jones signed a big deal with the Giants. He did not look very good yesterday. And then you had Joe Burrow signed a big deal with the Bengals.
Yeah, Joe did not show up yesterday at all.
And the Browns sure as hell did.
Yeah, I watched that game yesterday. But, again, that's the only thing you hope. You hope, okay, Joe Burrow is better than that. The Bengals are better than that. They're supposed to be one of the better teams in the AFC. So,
well, like I said, BJ, first couple of games don't really matter.
That's what I'm looking at. I already started my thing. Every year I keep a record of the first 5 games of the season. And then we see how the teams do after that. Lions is one of the better teams that, last year did not start well and then ended well and seems like they're still on the right track to do pretty good. So we'll see. Mitch Levy, of course, at 7:45, like Steve said, will talk to us more about the Hawks. And should we be scared? This is what they really are going to look like, or just is it the bad first game? Yesterday, Nothing happened that was good. But on Friday, Steve did get this one right.
The opening line of the Friends theme song is followed by how many claps?
4.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I love that I did it and still couldn't figure it out, so I had to slow it down.
Yeah.
Math.
That was, everyone.
It's not even math. Counting.
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't want to see how the sausage is made, and you got to see it there. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes. Those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of 2 who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Ryan Castle. I cannot believe it. He's about to celebrate 20 years. This has been a gigantic mistake for the last 20 years.
How is that possible? He's only 25 years old, I thought.
I know, isn't that amazing? Well, we hired him when he was 5 because basically we thought he had the right mindset to run this place.
It's been like Arrested Development. He hasn't really changed much.
No, he really hasn't. So his big 20th anniversary party going to be happening at Tony V's Garage. That's right, October 1st. Join The Rock as Ryan goes back to his hometown of Everett, Washington, and Saving Abel's going to be performing at his party. Nice. That is pretty cool, man. Tickets, by the way, are only $9.99 because, 99.9. See how we did that? Yeah, we know it's up. So you want to celebrate with The Rock, celebrating Ryan Castle's 20 years? Then you know where to go. KISW.com. Get all the tickets, get all the info.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Jeff from Puyallup is. Jeff, are you there?
Hey, buddies, I'm here.
All right, now, Steve, get out of here.
Okay, goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jeff has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Down in a Hole and Them Bones are songs from what Alice in Chains
Alice in Chains.
What yes. What does the R stand for in the virus RSV?
RSV, Resting.
No.
Pass.
The colossal explosion of a star is called a what?
Oh, a shooting star.
No.
Pass.
Morocco is on which continent?
Africa.
Yes. The 4 original Starburst flavors were cherry, orange, lemon, and what?
Strawberry.
Yes. What's the technical term for a lie detector?
Wow, it'll come to me.
You should pass then.
Pass.
In which mountain range would you find the Matterhorn?
That's the Alps.
Yes. Taylor Swift named her debut country single after which singer?
Tim McGraw.
Yes. How many meters are in a kilometer?
1,000.
Yes. And with that, you get 6 correct.
Not too bad.
Okay.
I really thought it was going to be way worse. But, you know.
I did too. I thought it was going to be worse, but he did the right thing. He passed.
Yeah.
Might have had a little help passing too.
Steve, are you ready?
Ah, yes.
Down in a Hole and Them Bones are songs from what Alice in Chains album?
Dirt.
Yes. What does the R stand for in the virus RSV?
Reserve?
No.
RSV? Retinal?
No.
Renal?
No. The colossal explosion of a star is called a what?
Oh, crap. I know this, but now I don't. My brain has forgotten it. A combustion?
No.
Spontaneous combustion?
No.
A burst?
No. Morocco is on which continent?
I'm going to go with Africa.
Yes. The 4 original flavors of Starburst were cherry, orange, lemon, and what?
Strawberry.
Yes. What's the technical term for a lie detector?
Polygraph.
Yes. In which mountain range would you find the Matterhorn?
Disneyland.
No.
The Rockies?
No.
I don't know. The Everest?
No. Taylor Swift named her debut country single after which singer?
Tim McGraw.
Yes. How many meters are in a kilometer?
1,000.
Yes. What is the name of Bambi's best friend?
Thumper.
What did you just say?
Thumper.
Yes.
Yeah, but what did you say before that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
that was a parody version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, with that, you get 7 correct, which is a win, 7-6.
Oh, Jeff. If you just passed a little more, you would have got
Polygraph.
Polygraph.
Polygraph test.
That's it. Yeah, too
Thanks,
late on
guys.
that one, buddy. All right, there he goes. There goes Jeff. He got stuck on polygraph and therefore didn't get to all the questions.
Well, you can tell
Got to pass in this game, baby.
So sad. Too bad.
everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I'm the man.
I kind of thought everyone would know this. What does the R stand for in the virus RSV?
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Is it a respiratory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, respiratory. That makes sense.
Like it's been happening to a lot of little kids.
Yep. I don't even know RSV.
It's like, didn't it
hopefully
happen
you
like,
don't have to. Hopefully just for beat Migs, right?
I think it's like kind of newer. It was kind of like after COVID, then everyone had the RSV. The colossal explosion for a star is called a what?
Is it a supernova?
It is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, champagne supernova, baby.
Yes.
Which is also a club here in Seattle that I have yet to get to, but I hear it's phenomenal.
What, supernova?
Yep.
I didn't know we had a club called Supernova.
I don't even know the names of any of the clubs anymore around here.
Well, if you were at one, you'd probably be wasted anyway. You know? So why would you know?
I probably wouldn't even know if I was in the club what the name of the club is. Like I'm trying to think of all the clubs like near Pioneer Square, and I can't even think of any anymore.
Supernova is the name of it's where that old club used to be that we used to do a lot of shows at.
Studio 7?
Yeah, Studio 7.
They
changed it into Supernova.
That's every 5 years. I mean, it's just like MTV. You got to change the programming every 5 years.
So it went from a metal club, and now it's oh wow, look at all the fancy little colors in there.
Oh yeah, that's what you got to do when you're a club owner. Every 5 years, figure it out.
Is that what it is? Oh, Trinity. That's the one I was trying to remember. That place is still around, right?
I don't know anymore, actually. I used to love Trinity.
That was the spot.
Multiple different rooms. So if you were in EDM, they had an EDM room. Hip-hop, they had a hip-hop. It was huge.
That might have been the last club I've ever been to in Seattle. It was like an EDM thing, and I was all messed up, and I ended up there, and I'm like, this is amazing. I should come here more often, and I never went back.
And good news, it looks like it's still open.
There we go, Steve.
All right, well, maybe I'll go there this weekend, BJ.
Look at that. Awesome.
Was it Q Nightclub? Is that one?
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's still a thing.
The Capitol Hill?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, see, you know something.
I know 2 clubs.
Look at you. You know that's 2 more than I know.
That's why whenever someone like I'm coming to Seattle, what are some cool spots to check out? I'm like, I don't know. The coolest spot's my couch in Puyallup. Like, that's all I know now.
Or food spots. I feel like you're pretty good with that.
Even that, like I'm like, I have the ones I like to go to, and like I don't go to a lot of restaurants. So when I am going out to eat in Seattle, like I go to the ones that I know I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you live outside of Seattle like you do, you can't recommend anything. But there's a couple of great restaurants in Puyallup, but you're not going to drive all the way there.
I like mess with me. I'm like, yeah, there's a place called Applebee's. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a small, like little place. The Ram. It's kind of like a little.
I would expect you to be that guy since when we went to Chicago, you're like, we got to go to the Rainforest Cafe. I'm like, okay, that's a fine dining experience in Chicago.
In all fairness, it's a standalone Rainforest Cafe.
I get that,
and that's what makes it awesome.
But you walked in, guess what it was?
Fun.
A Rainforest Cafe.
Did we not have fun there?
Yeah, you did.
All right, that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Oh, okay. USA Today, since we're talking about places to go if you're a tourist, they just analyzed over 23.2 million Google reviews of the 500 most popular tourist attractions in the world because they wanted to help you determine which one you shouldn't bother with.
All of them.
And we have the top 5 in America, and I can verify one of these because we've known that just when I lived in Massachusetts. The number 2, biggest tourist trap there is in the country, according to Google, and I have to agree, is the Salem Witch Museum in Massachusetts.
What? I want to go to that.
Yeah, it's not impressive. I mean, it's not what you'd think it would be. It's it's kind of like seeing whatever the 4 presidents. What do they call that? The Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. I hear it's way underwhelming.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I worked in Salem, so that's why. I mean, that was one of my first radio jobs was Salem, Mass. I went to school out there, and
I never would. Yeah, I don't want to go to Massachusetts in general, but definitely for that reason.
Oh, it's funny because my best friend and I are trying to plan a trip to go there specifically for the whole witch trial and everything. Just soak it all up. I think they do a lot of really cool stuff for Halloween. I think
I can't confirm or deny. I would hope
they have
that
an Applebee's that we could go to. Or
They
no?
probably have an Applebee's.
Well, they probably do. Yeah.
See, I was hoping for a Rainforest Cafe. Otherwise, I'm not going.
Yeah, I would hope for Halloween, Vicky, that they actually do it up better than any time of year at the Salem Witch Museum. But of course, it wasn't a happy time, in American or just in, I guess, history in general. And Four Corners Monument in Arizona. I don't even know what that is.
The Four Corners. It's where New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, Nevada all come together.
I guess it's fun for an Instagram picture. Look at me, I'm in 4 different states.
See, I've never...
Oh, there's a picture of somebody doing exactly that.
Yeah, being in New Mexico, I never actually went up to see the Four Corners, but I know it definitely was a thing. And then, I mean, according to some movies that I've watched, and not dirty ones, there's the whole thing about trying to have sex in 4 states on it.
Oh, what a great idea.
Okay, now that piqued my interest.
See, there you go.
Because you can make that happen really easy.
Yeah, but I think you could also get really arrested if they find you.
So they should just open up private, a little private hot tub area where people could go do it, and they could say you are in all 4 areas.
The Four Corners whorehouse.
Yeah, well, no, this is just where consenting couples go who are together. And like Tubbs used to be, even though Tubbs was
just a place to sit in a hot tub.
Is that what it was?
You're talking about?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Maybe you invite your friends to sit in there with you.
Calico Ghost Town in California, which I've never even heard of, is also on this list of do not bother with these tourist traps.
No idea.
Well, yeah, because you show up and oh, look, there's ghosts. I'm like, I can't see him. Exactly.
That does feel like how that'll go. The Crazy Horse Memorial in South Dakota. Don't know that one either. Crazy Horse was a Native American, I guess, big figure, I think, right?
I only know it because of Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's really what it's going to be about.
And then,
okay. Vicky showed me that. It's got the big head.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's as impressive as Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. At least this one you get close to it.
Yeah.
Of all the ones you just said, that's the one that I'd actually want to stop at.
Kind of looks as impressive as the Troll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so if that's the case, if it's bigger than the Troll everybody goes to, and nobody has a negative experience with that. And the International UFO Museum, which is sad. I've heard this because I've always wanted to go there, Area 51 and everything.
That's different.
Oh, it's not the same one?
No, we're talking Roswell, right?
Oh, you're right. So it's not the same place. The UFO Museum is not where Area 51 is?
No, Area 51's in Nevada.
Oh, that was New Mexico.
So this museum is in New Mexico.
Yeah, it's in Roswell. And funny enough, I've never been there either, but I definitely have heard that it's like people go to Roswell and it's kind of like one of those
So what's with Roswell? Why is Roswell all big on UFOs if it's
where the UFO crashed back in the day.
Oh,
that's where they keep all the aliens too.
Oh, I thought Area 51 and Roswell were the same place.
Oh, Vicky showed me some pictures. It looks completely cheesy, but fun to go check out.
I've heard it's not like if you live in New Mexico, it's worth the day trip. But I don't necessarily know you should do like multi-state travel to get there.
It looks a little hokey.
Yeah, yeah.
I would go just for poops and giggles.
Yeah,
I definitely would go because I would want to have a completely crappy day. I'd go to Dion's first.
Wow.
Then I would go to the International UFO Museum.
I hear their pizza's better than Dion's too.
Oh, well, it's hard to believe that anybody's pizza's not better than Dion's. Hey, big news, baby.
What's that?
On Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m., Live Day. You know Live Day, right? Well, it goes to prom night. This is a special edition of Live Day.
Changing it up, man.
Yeah.
Not during the day. It's going to happen at night so everyone can party with us.
And it's going to be live. It will be on the radio. So it'll be live night at Snoqualmie Casino. Join all of us at The Rock. We will be live along with the sound effects, the music. We'll have special guests. And yes, because it's at night, 7 o'clock start time, you can join us. You don't have to worry about it. We're leading into the weekend, of course. And the theme is prom night. So we want you to get dressed up with us as if you're going to the prom.
This will be my first prom.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Oh, that's right. You guys never went.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I've already
prom dates.
I've already got my outfit picked out, and it's more sentimental. Not so much about prom, but it's still going to be dressed up.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Typical BJ. Not doing anything with the theme.
I know.
We get dressed like Devo.
No, I'm going to have a suit on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a suit. You know,
All right.
so which is what you wear to a prom. People do wear suits to proms.
But you said I'm not doing anything about the prom.
Well, in other words, I because it's prom night, you are supposed to get dressed up and wear a suit. I'll do that and have the boutonniere and all that. But the suit that I'm wearing has significance beyond prom.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
See, I'm going to wear what I wear at my prom, which was just sweatpants and a T-shirt because I didn't go to prom.
Yeah, I don't know whose costume's going to be worse, but I feel like mine will be more on theme. Probably. Yeah.
Can I wear the same thing I wore for the last few years at Live Day? The Adidas jumpsuit.
Yeah, I don't think that, again, is a prom theme. I feel like there's a little hypocrisy with the criticism of my outfit.
I'm going to try and see if I can make it work. Put that square peg in a round hole.
All right, then. All I just know is that you would not be very approving of you.
That's very fair.
Yeah. You want tickets? They're on sale right now at snowcasino.com. This is going to be a fun event. We want you to join us. Live Day goes to prom night, Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m. at Snoqualmie Casino. And again, tickets are on sale now at snowcasino.com. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And Danny and Steve's first prom.
Yeah. Together.
Yeah.
You guys should go together. I know. Hey, if you're having problems at work, relationship issues, any other random problem where you need advice, we're here for you. 206-803-ROCK. Help wanted at 717.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. What is Help Wanted? Well, for years we've been getting phone calls. We're getting lots of messages, text. Rockaholics needing our advice. And it doesn't matter what kind of problem you're having. Relationships, work, anything else. And if you think it's a dumb problem, not too dumb for us, we are here for you. Call us. Text us at 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted.
Oh, boy. Do we have a couple of good ones.
Hooray.
All right. Do we want to deal with someone who's mad because of an anniversary?
Oh.
Or another person who wants to know if they should have a one-night stand even though they're married?
Ooh.
Okay. I mean,
sometimes you get in this morning, you look through the text line, and you're like, this is how our day is going to start.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Marriage is such a tough thing these days. I don't know what to say about it anymore. I think that the way marriage is executed and everything, I can't have a judgment. I'd have to hear the story first.
Well, good, because they even said, can this be a judgment-free zone, please?
No.
That's what they texted.
Do they know who I am?
No.
There's no way it's going to be a judgment-free zone. This is me. That's the BJ part of this show.
Can't you promise that you won't judge BJ?
No, if I promised, I'd be disingenuous and lying. I'm a man that speaks the truth, that I will not give them a judgment-free zone.
All right.
That doesn't mean I won't positively judge them, though. That's the thing with judgment. Sometimes judgment is on your side, so take a chance, Jimmy.
Yeah, you never know. We might judge you by being right.
Boy, the way you're laughing, and you know what it is.
I know most. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've teased it. We might as well do that one.
We would be wrong to not. Yeah. Judgment-free zone, though, BJ. Please.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want you to feel like you'd be wrong if you did the other one.
The text says, I'm into this guy that I met at the club. Okay. Judgment-free zone, right?
Okay. I assumed it was a dude.
No.
I assumed it was a dude that wanted to do this one-night stand thing. Okay. All right.
This is going to be a tough one to get through. I feel like we're going to judge after every sentence that we read.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you're walking into a judgment zone.
Yeah, you can't help but walk into a judgment zone.
It's like AutoZone. Judgment zone.
I mean, look, Steve and I are both married, so obviously we're going to be very judgy of anybody that wants to, do something that's going to basically hurt the marriage.
All right, so I've been married for about 7 years.
Okay.
Our relationship is fine.
Here's the itch.
But it's definitely changed over the years, and part of it is that my husband doesn't want to go out with me anymore. I still like to go out on the weekends and have a good time. He likes to stay at home a lot more than I do. Well, I've been going out once a month with my girlfriends, and there's this one guy that's always there. He's super nice and genuinely fun and a caring guy. I wasn't into him at first, but as we started seeing him on a monthly basis for over a year now, I think some attraction has started to grow on both sides. I'm feeling some way about him, and I don't know what to do. Is it just because my marriage is stale? Should I say F it and have a one-night stand? Or do I just stop going? I'm feeling a bit lost with it all. Thanks, guys. Judgment-free zone. I'm sorry, BJ's face right He hasn't said anything. He hasn't judged you.
Oh, I'm judging. Oh. Yeah. I want to see, let's get Sarah in here because she's married as well. I think I should let other people answer this question.
That's good. Then you're not judging.
Oh, I'm judging. That's why I'm going to let other people answer this question.
They can't read your thoughts.
Yeah, at least.
You haven't judged them yet on the air.
At least she basically gave a solution that would be the correct solution. I'll give her credit for that.
The F it and have a one-night stand?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the correct solution.
I mean, YOLO.
Yeah, anybody want to grab this? Anybody want to give her some advice?
F it and have the one-night stand.
All right. Well, you know what? Because you've spoken like a true monogamous husband.
They've been hanging out every month.
Yeah, every month.
He seems very nice and very caring every month.
Yeah, every month, yeah.
As opposed to her husband, who's not every night nice and very caring all the other days of the month.
Yeah, he just happens to, be with her and live with her and help support her and all that good stuff that he doesn't.
But he doesn't want to go out and party with her, man.
Yeah, you're right. That's a reason to hate the guy.
One night stand.
As someone who is happily married, but it's only been not even 6 months, but who I do go out way more than my husband does, she's got to stop going to this club. 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, if she's starting to see this guy every time she's there and she's starting to get some type of feeling in that temptation.
If alcohol's involved.
Yes.
Something's going to happen.
You got to stop, girl. Hey, and that's coming from me. So,
but there's plenty of clubs in the sea.
Exactly.
You go to a different club, build a new relationship with another guy, and then move to the next club.
Just keep going from club to club to club, finding a different guy.
Yeah, I don't know how she can continue going to this place.
No.
It seems kind of crazy.
And unfortunately, she's probably going to have to tell her friends that either she's not going to go with them anymore or, hey, we have to find a new spot.
What if you had your posse of friends?
Okay.
And one of the ladies in your group says, guys, we can no longer go to Trinity, since we were talking about that club earlier. We can no longer go there. That is not our spot. And everyone's like, well, we love going there. There's 3 rooms that we could dance in. Blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, there's that one guy that you see me always talking to, and I'm pretty close to banging him.
I honestly would say you're married. Control yourself. Get it together.
Well, she's like, I can't control these urges. We need to find a new club.
Well, then you're going to be
in Everett.
You're going to be by yourself going to that club because I'm still going to go to Trinity with the other girls that can control themselves.
That's the other problem is that her friends are going to be like Sarah, and she's going to find herself like, all right, well, that's the Sarah answer. Anybody else want to tag in on this at all? Vicky, you're a woman. You have needs.
I have needs. I feel like maybe you talk to your husband. Is that the only real thing that you guys had before you guys got married is going out and partying? Is that the only thing you had? So maybe either find a new hobby together, go to therapy perhaps together and talk about that, or maybe think of divorcing him because clearly you don't care about him enough that you're thinking about going in with somebody else.
Well, banging that dude sounds a lot less effort than now you're talking
Oh, no,
about.
effort-wise, definitely.
Yeah, way cheaper.
Until he finds out, gets proof, and then rakes you through the coals.
We don't know how good their insurance is with their work. Yeah. The therapy's not cheap.
Well, how is that conversation going to go with her man?
It's like, look, I'm feeling disconnected from you. I don't feel like we do anything together, and I'm feeling like this has gotten a little stale. Can we please do something that we both enjoy?
Okay, so you don't say, hey, there's someone
I want to bang somebody else. Yeah, that's not a good way to start.
Look, I'm not having fun with you, but I'm about to have fun with this other guy.
Yeah.
You cool with that? Or should we see a therapist?
The only reason she's having fun with this other guy is because this other guy is at a place where she likes to have fun. Which I'll say.
That guy's fun once a month. You know nothing about this. Not that like.
Well, that's why a one-night stand is not a problem.
That's a good point. Yeah. So what you're saying is she should have the one-night stand.
This is why monogamy is not a thing. This is why monogamy is really, I think, an outdated concept in society. Because if monogamy wasn't a thing, she could go have that one night, have fun, whatever, know there wouldn't be any guilt. And then he gets to go, I don't want to go to the club with you. I just don't like doing that. I'm a person that hates going to the club. So I'm 100% with this guy. I have never been a club guy. Even when I was in my younger days, it was just like, God, I hate this place. It's loud. You can't talk to anybody. It's just a beating.
But even if they go to a different club, eventually she's going to meet another guy that's going to strike her fancy. That's going to be like there at that club all the time.
Yes.
You know, she's going to go from John to Jim or something like that. I don't know.
Exactly what it is. Yeah. It's just, Pete to penis is what it's going to be.
I mean, I don't know anyone named Penis. I know guys named Jim.
Yeah.
But okay, you do you, BJ.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. I mean, there's going to be somebody in an environment she loves, and that guy's going to look good to her because he's in an environment enjoying what she enjoys. And it's a 7-year itch. I mean, they don't call it the 7-year itch for nothing.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens.
You got to scratch the itch then, is what you're saying.
No, that's what she's trying to do. But, human beings will not go and engage in the therapeutic process because usually they're the villains of their own story. And I hate to say this to her, and you may think it's judgy, you're the villain of this story. That doesn't mean you're a horrible person, but you're the problem. The only way to fix it is to look within, and usually you need help doing that.
But she asked for a judgment-free zone, man. What the hell's wrong with
I know. Well, you know what? She came to the wrong place. I'm judging McGee over here.
Textures are very judgmental. That
Yes.
one says, okay, if this lady got married 7 years ago, I assume at this point she's over 30. She's too old to be at that club, period. Sarah, too.
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah, you ratchet bee.
I'm like barely 30.
Oh, here we
Still
go.
holding on, okay?
Oh, here we go. Barely
That
30.
text says, you're a whore. Not to Sarah.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, I don't want you to take that personal.
That doesn't sound judgy enough to me.
So the next person says, F it. It's a one-night stand. Do it if you're bored in your marriage. Nice.
So this is what we got. This is what we got. I'm really proud of our texters. Our listeners are judge-free, or they don't, or zero F's given.
I do love numbers like, how can you call it for advice and not ask for judgment? Advice is literally judgment. Another person agrees with Sarah.
Thank you. I've got one person. I thought mine was actually very responsible. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop going to that club.
Yeah. Stop being that guy.
And stop going with your friends because they won't stop going to that club.
I mean, I think almost stop going to clubs, not to go to the text room. The text room, this person maybe should not go to clubs unless they want to they want to become single again. Because clearly they're just looking for the greener grass.
Yeah, there's something going on with her. You and I are not really enough to know what's going on with her, so yeah, there's no easy fix to this. You want to cheat on your husband. That's not good. The marriage is not in good shape if you want to cheat on your husband. You have to know that. I mean, you just have to know that no matter what, no matter how attractive people are, the fact that you want to cheat on your husband is not a good thing for you and your marriage. And maybe it is time to leave, but you got to figure that out.
The guy's super nice and genuinely fun and a caring guy.
This is the guy at the club?
Of course, yeah. Who cares about the
super
husband?
nice, genuinely fun, and a caring guy. Because, as you said before, basically one evening a month is a snapshot of how a person can be in their entire life.
At a club where everyone's wasted.
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, how much are you actually talking to this guy at this club?
I remember when we went to Emo Night in Dallas, I met this one dude that asked me if it was my first Emo Night. I said, yeah. He goes, you're going to have a blast. He was super fun, and he was nice, and he cared about me having a good time.
Thank God Danny was there so you wouldn't cheat on your wife.
Could have made a bad decision. Came that close with that dude.
Good
Nice
thing
hair,
Danny
too.
was there.
He looked like The Weeknd.
Yeah. Well, how can you beat that?
You can't.
I mean, at that point, you should get a hall pass.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we don't go there every month because who knows?
I'm thinking about going back to Dallas.
The
boy.
feelings could have developed
Yep.
over time.
Keep talking about Emo Night with the guy.
Right?
Yeah, it's not good. I've been in that situation where other people have looked attractive to the point where it's like, oh gosh. And then I realized I got to figure this out. This is not good. Yeah, but I knew it was me. It had nothing to do with anybody else.
I mean, she knows what she's doing is terrible. She's asking, does she really think any of us are going to be like, yeah, go for it? I mean,
go for it, B!
I mean, you did at first, so I mean.
I did. Then, I started thinking a little bit more about it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it came to your senses a bit?
I always, when my first instinct is YOLO, and then after that, I got to figure out what the hell I'm thinking about.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, well,
I do think some of the texters are actually honest about it and think she should just do the one night stand.
Oh, I would bet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are people that go, this is the way. Look, this is, and in some instances and in some cultures, the spouse doesn't want to know about it. They're happy with their life. If you step out on them, they just don't want to know and they'll be happy. Like, it's a weird way to be. Like the whole somebody having a mistress and having a wife, and the wife's like, as long as I don't know about it. And I'm like, that is so weird. I mean, why what? Why are you married?
Like, hey, she's already been seeing this guy once a month for a year. It's not going to be a one night stand.
Oh,
that's a good point. What if you do it? Then you're going to see him next month again.
Oh, it'll get messy.
Then it's 2 night stands?
Yeah, because if you have a good time with the guy, what if he's like really good in the sack?
And he's nice and caring.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
And he goes to the club with you.
Yeah.
So.
And what if he falls for you? Then all of a sudden you got that mess on your hands. Yeah, there's no such thing as, no strings attached, one night stand. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a once a month stand.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe bring up the whole poly conversation.
Oh, now we got to bring Polly into this?
Maybe, or being open.
Yeah.
That's
now we have Peter, Penis, and Polly. Okay, fine.
So now it's like, babe, I know you don't like to go into clubs, so I figured a nice compromise would be I'll go to the clubs and bang the nice caring guys that are there. Only if they're nice and caring.
Right. And maybe then whatever he likes to do, I don't know, go to the grocery store. He can find someone in the fruit department.
Look at Vicky.
The lady that's bagging his groceries?
Yes. So there'd be like a little bit, they're both doing it. She doesn't feel guilty.
Yeah,
he'd be into that.
He doesn't get mad.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the couch guy anyway, so call Vicky. Vicky's a Netflix and chill kind of girl.
So instead, my money's that she's already done something with the guy. It's just looking to ease her conscience.
Oh! Well, that is BS. I am totally judging you if you came to us for advice, but you've already done it. You said you had 2 options. You've already done it.
In other words, that she needs to stop taking her ring off every month when she goes to the club.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, does she take her ring off?
Or does the nice caring guy not care that she has a ring on her finger?
That doesn't make him nice and caring.
I'd probably go with that one more than anything.
Yeah, for all we know, he is nice and caring. He's just thinking that this is a new platonic friend that he's making at the club when he's wasted.
Yeah.
Or maybe he hasn't noticed her ring. Because I've had guys hit on me, ask for my number, and then I flash.
How do they not notice your ring?
Because he's nice and caring, and he keeps his eyes on her eyes.
Yes.
They never go below her chin line.
Thank you, my
That's a very good point.
Yeah, so unless her hand's making up to her eyes, he has no idea.
I also think that's a lie, by the way. I think that most people notice the ring, and then they just pretend that it's like, oh, but I think that's almost like a way for people to hit on people more. Like, when I had my wedding ring on, I got hit on all the time, and it was just like,
oh, pardon me.
No, I can't. Like, but I feel like it was like an open invitation almost for some girls.
Were they girls that were also married? Like, hey, well, I know he's not going to be weird on me because
or commitment or something.
Right, like I could just bang him and then move on.
Honestly, I don't know. We never had a conversation past, hey, I'm married, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You need to give these follow-up questions.
I know, I really do.
Terrible.
Come on, Danny.
Yeah, sorry.
Were they nice and caring? Were they nice and
They
caring?
were nice and caring, yeah.
Nice, okay.
Well, that's all that matters. And if you only see him once a month. Yeah, we're very judgy. Sorry.
Well, what does she expect? Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Did she want us to be like, go for it?
Yeah.
And although I guess if she just isolates some of the audio, she'd be like, they said go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, your favorite radio show also said I could.
Yeah. I think you know what? We said the T word. You really ought to go talk to somebody. If you yourself, go talk to somebody first.
That T word. I was like, my eyes are up here, BJ.
Yeah. Yeah, don't look at Steve's T's. Just go talk. Go talk to somebody. Work it out. That would be the best thing for you to do. The worst thing for you to do is for you to make your own decision.
But when you go see the therapist, make sure you say, "Hey, is this a judgment-free zone?"
Yeah, very important.
Meet with them at a Planet Fitness.
After yesterday, I'll tell you what's not a judgment-free zone, and that is anything concerning your Seattle Seahawks, as they were embarrassed yesterday in the season opener. Should we have judgments right now? Well, we'll find out as we'll chat with the host of Mitch Unfiltered. Mitch Levy joins us at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
BJ, very excited to have our guest back on the show with us to talk only about the Seattle Kraken, of course.
Yes.
Please welcome to the show the host of Mitch Unfiltered, Mitch Levy.
Well, how about the Huskies and the Cougars? Can we talk about the Huskies?
Sure, why not?
That's a good point. That put us in a good mood.
Yeah.
Two really, really good football teams, and I think Washington State is sneaking up on some people, guys.
I don't even know.
As we all focus on Washington.
What conference is anybody in? Are they in Jimmy's conference? Are they in the Cellophane Bowl conference? I have no idea what's going on with college football. Are they in that? Do they even play together anymore? I have no idea. Is there a turkey? Is there going to be an Apple Cup? I mean...
There's going to be one this year. We know that. But
okay.
I contend there will be an Apple Cup as we move along, even though Washington State's looking for a new home and Washington has a new home, and it's all been heartbreaking to a lot of us college football fans who remember the Rose Bowl fondly and the Pac-12 fondly. But, I digress only because can we focus on what we saw yesterday? I mean, can anybody explain it? Have you guys gotten any explanations from anyone?
Oh, yes.
Either on or off the air?
Quandre Diggs said you don't win Super Bowls in the first week, so I'm with him.
Yeah, I've always given an explanation, Mitch. Every year we do this, I tell you exactly the reason for what we saw yesterday.
Here we go.
Well, you know
keep
what?
a tally?
Everybody. It's not just me.
Who's
everybody? When I started saying this, all of a sudden, more and more people come out of the woodwork.
Who's this?
And, Pete Carroll and a lot of Jordan Babineau. A lot of folks have been saying, look, guys, first game, you can't, look, a lot of these guys haven't even played yet, really, their first. And what do you, it's like, and then every once in a while, somebody
do they call it a preseason game?
Well, you know what? Ask Mitch if anyone's actually even made comments to him.
Why? I told you that in confidence.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, that is a.
And by the way,
that's
this
factual.
woodwork.
It's real
This
stuff.
woodwork that we've all been talking about for how many years? People coming out. Where is this woodwork that they're coming out of?
I'm telling you right now. It started with I forget which pro football player we had interviewed at one point and talked to him. It might have been Luke Wilson, but I feel like we've talked to others as well.
But Luke doesn't even believe the moon exists. So
yeah,
I really
see, he's a smart man. He believes the Earth is flat, the moon doesn't exist. All that.
Okay.
And of course, don't forget
last night.
Last night. Hold on, let me plug you. Episode 254 of Mitch Unfiltered dropped at MitchUnfiltered.com. That's where Mitch will probably have to admit, he won't admit it here, but probably on his own podcast, that he knew that I was always right about this.
I'm going to admit it here. First of all, 254. Thank you very much. Where's my bell? Yeah. 254. It dropped on all the podcast platforms. Anywhere you will listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Episode 254. We're almost 5 years old, guys. But
I can't believe it's been that long.
I will tell you that we have, during the football season, former Washington head coach and current CBS college football analyst Rick Neuheisel. He comes on each and every week, every show during the football season.
Always thought he was a brilliant man.
Okay. And while we only talk college football, when I popped on with him to record last night, he said to me before we start, what the hell happened? I mean, what happened out there? He's in New York. What happened out there with the Seahawks? And I said it was as startling a meltdown, a failure, a debut as I can ever remember. Not only here in the Northwest, BJ, Migsy, I'm talking about in my lifetime of watching sports.
Damn.
I have never been so alarmingly shocked and surprised by a debut. And his response was, I'm telling you, Mitch, it's still preseason for a lot of these guys.
I never liked that Rick Neuheisel.
Rick Neuheisel. That's the guy that knows.
To the UW.
Yeah.
He said, give it another couple weeks. But here's the problem. Well, there's a couple of things that look, I think there's a cousin to what BJ always says that I brought up on this show before.
Here we go.
I brought up on this show before. I don't like the fact that more and more of these guys are not playing during preseason football. That I will say that. 15 years ago, quarterbacks, they were very careful about quarterbacks during preseason. They would play a series or two and then come out of the game, maybe not play the next one. It was really only quarterbacks. And then 10 years ago, it became running backs. Oh, they take a lot of punishment during the year. We can't make them play the preseason. Let's just sit them out during the preseason. And now, if you guys notice, I don't know if you watch the preseason, virtually nobody plays.
Yeah.
The two tackles that got hurt yesterday, the two young tackles, they didn't even play during the preseason. A lot of the guys on the defense that sucked yesterday didn't play during the preseason. And I just wonder two things. Every year at this time, and it's not just the Seahawks games, look around the league. There's a rash of injuries in week 1 of the NFL season. All these guys are getting hurt and taken off on carts in week 1. And I just wonder, are these guys physically ready to play when they don't play in any of the preseason games? That's the first thing. And the second thing is what BJ's talking about, although I would just ask BJ and Rick Neuheisel and everybody else, why doesn't it apply for the Rams? They played nobody during the preseason. They're still in preseason. But when they came here yesterday, they were able to function beautifully. They threw the ball around. They played good defense. Aaron Donald was all over the quarterback. Why doesn't the same BJ Shea theory apply for the Rams? That if I'm to believe that really it was a preseason game. Guys.
What I will say about that theory of mine is that you can't believe what you see. The Rams probably aren't as good as they look, and the Hawks probably aren't as bad as they look. And, like, for instance, are the Cowboys that great, or are the Giants that bad, or, again, is it just preseason crap, and that's why it happened? That's the point, Mitch, is that you just can't believe what you see, not that, the Hawks are bad, because it's just that I don't know if the Rams are that good or if they just were lucky. Also, there's no film. You don't get to, the Hawks need film in order to be able to play better against teams. It's so hard to know.
But the preseason, like you said, I mean, man, Bobby Wagner didn't play. I mean, he didn't play at all in the preseason either. And it's sort of like, not his best game. And so, yeah, it's hard to judge. And I don't know how many weeks it's going to take.
They better fix it quick, because I'm unhappy, guys. It's rare that I get to watch what I want to watch on a Sunday. I got to watch the game, and that game sucked.
Yeah, it was really bad.
You know, when you got a toddler wanting to watch Paw Patrol toys on YouTube all the time, and I finally convinced her to watch the Seahawks game with me, and that's what they give us, they should apologize to Tatum.
It's hard to know. It's hard to know if somebody's for real or not, Mitch. I think that's the hard part. There are some teams last year that performed really well in the first few games of the season. I believe the Eagles were one of them, and it turned out that they were for real. You just don't know who's for real and who's not. But the perfect example is the Lions. The Lions did not do well in the first 5 games of the season, and they had a terrific, the rest of the season after that. You just don't know. That's the whole idea of this whole preseason at the beginning of the first 5 games. You just don't know what you're seeing.
Well, I completely agree with that. I think always in the first game, and I don't know whether it's because it's extended preseason and BJ's right or what the reason is, but I think we've learned a long time ago that you never really know about football teams in the first week. But to Migsy's point.
Oh, he has one.
And I'll just say, you know what? There's no question the Rams aren't as good as what they showed yesterday, and there's no question that the Seahawks are better than what they showed yesterday. But here's the problem, and it's to Migsy's point. The Seahawks were so bad yesterday. I mean, so bad in every sense of the game. They got 12. They had 12 yards of offense in the second half. They had 1 first down in the second half. They couldn't throw it. They couldn't catch it. They couldn't block it. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't kick a field goal.
And Mitch, 9 of those 12 yards were like at the tail end of the game. So they really only had 3 yards in the second half.
It was unbelievable. It was a total meltdown. So. Yeah, the Seahawks aren't as bad as what they showed yesterday, but here's the obvious question. How much better are they? I mean, they've got to be a playoff.
Don't we always ask this? I feel like we always ask this.
Better.
I know, you're right.
A billion times better.
They were ranked. I've seen people predict them like 6 in, like they're the 6th best team in football. So they sure as hell, man, did not look like that. I've seen predictions where it's all about the Niners and all about the Seahawks, and everybody said forget the Cardinals and forget the Rams. Boy, by yesterday's game, like maybe it's the other way around. Forget about the Cards, forget about the Hawks.
I've seen it on the text line. I've seen it also on Twitter yesterday. A lot of people are just like all about like using like this is like a chance to just beat down on Geno Smith. And I don't know about you guys, but like that is the least of my concerns. Like, I mean, he had his 2 main offensive linemen were gone. I'm not really too worried about Geno. That damn pass rush, once again, I feel like it's every year we have to have this conversation. That, to me, is a bigger issue than Geno Smith.
No question.
Oh, yeah. He was never pressured.
It's unfair. It's unfair to make this about Geno Smith after week 1. Yeah. Let's let the Geno Smith bashers hold off. Let's see how he plays in Detroit. He did not play well yesterday, but his offensive line, as you point out, did not do a great job helping him out in the second half. They were all over him in the second half. And, the defense, we say this year after year after year. When are we going to get a pass rush? When are we going to be able to do to teams what everybody else seems to do to the Seahawks?
Yeah.
For years, whether it's Geno Smith or Russell Wilson or anybody else, the Seahawks quarterback is always under pressure. Am I wrong about that? There are never games that go by where he can set up in the pocket and just kind of sit back there and pick and choose his receivers. And yet, year after year, week after week, we talk about the Seahawks not being able to rush the passer. And then throw on top of all of this, the Seahawks offseason, what they did and what they didn't do. Yep. They had a chance to draft this kid out of Georgia, this defensive lineman out of Georgia, Jalen Carter, who they passed on because he was in a car accident. There was a car accident. There were some questions about his work ethic. His pro day wasn't great, but everybody said 3 or 4 or 5 weeks before the draft that this guy was the best player in the draft. They had a chance to draft him. They passed on him. Maybe character issues. They went ahead and drafted this defensive back out of Illinois. And then yesterday, Jalen Carter, who, by the way, the Eagles didn't pass on, 6 or 7 pressures, the sack to end the game in New England, the sack to put the game away. So, it's a combination of a lot of things. You don't want to overreact after week 1, but it's really hard not to. And to your point, BJ, about Wagner not having a great day, he had 19 tackles yesterday.
Yeah,
Bobby Wagner had 19 tackles yesterday.
Yeah, I guess I just expected him to be a superstar, but you're right. I mean, he had a go okay. It wasn't like he was the reason we lost. He wasn't.
Well, Bobby Wagner's. I think the superstar days of Bobby Wagner are behind him. He's not a young guy anymore. He's just hopefully he'll be better at that position than the Seahawks have had in the last couple of years since he left. That's the hope.
And be a good captain and also be a good mentor and make everybody better.
I think the days of him dominating games and being in the backfield and making huge plays for losses, I think those days are over. But it's hard not to overreact to that one, Migsy. I mean, that one was a real stinker.
Can I ask a stupid question? Like, why? Does it feel like? I feel like the secondary and the cornerbacks, like. I'm just watching the game, and it's always someone open for Stafford to throw to, and it was like that last year too. It's like, what is going on with the coaching, and what is going on with these guys? I mean, we're supposed to have a bunch of studs, and like I'm doom and gloom, wasting my afternoon, and I'm very upset about that. But like, it just seems so strange that they constantly have a guy open when it's third down. You're like, oh, finally, we're going to get off the field, and then what happens? Oh, he finds an open guy again.
There was a guy on the Rams, talk to that point, the guy on the Rams that no one had ever heard of yesterday. He had more catches than DK, Lockett, and Smith and Jigba combined. One guy on the Rams. He was always open in the middle of the field. If they needed 7 on third down, he was open at 8. If they needed 9 on third down, he was open 10 yards down the field. I don't have the answers. They are. I will say this. You know, Tariq Woolen, who goes by Reek now. It's not Tariq Woolen anymore.
Oh, that's right,
He was fine, and he was coming off of injury. He hadn't played in a long time. He had some injury issues. He's going to be fine on one side. They are looking for an answer, Migsy, on the other side, the other cornerback, which they've tried Trey Brown, and they've tried Mike Jackson. I'm hopeful that this guy they drafted in the top 5 of the draft, Devin Witherspoon, his name. He didn't play yesterday. He's been nagged by a hamstring. Hopefully he's going to play against Detroit. He's going to play the opposite of Reek Woolen. He's going to be good, and then we can put those problems away. But we'll have to kind of wait and see.
Jordan Babineau said that, like, if Witherspoon is not going to be here soon, you got to pick somebody, because he said that you can't get into a good rhythm if you're constantly bouncing back and forth between, those two dudes. You got to pick somebody and just let him get into a rhythm. But what does that say if the team's like, we don't want to do that because we just, for whatever reason, we think that, Jackson will match up better in certain situations? I don't know. It is frustrating to see the defense be what it always is. I mean, we've been complaining about this defense for years. The offense, maybe they've improved that, but the defense has been this way, and that's where it's like, how far can you go if your defense is... we hope to get to be mediocre. That's all we ever hope for, is can they have a mid-pack defense? That's the best I think we're going to hope for again this year.
Right. And another point on the offense in Geno, Miggsy's told me that everybody seems to be on his case.
Yeah.
Remember, even as bad as yesterday was, and it was bad, they were functional offensively in the first half. They were fine. I mean, I don't want to say fine. They weren't great, but they're up 13-7, aren't they? 13-7 at halftime.
Yeah.
Because they botched the end of the half where they had 3 timeouts. They hurried everything, and then the kicker came out for a 42-yard field goal. If he kicks the 42-yard field goal, they're up 16-7 at halftime. And while Geno and the offense wasn't great shakes, they ran the ball effectively. Kenneth Walker was good. I thought Geno made some good plays. The receivers made some plays. They were functional offensively in the first half. It was the second half. It was like when they came back out, you mentioned 12 yards and 1 first down offensively in the second half. I don't know what happened at halftime.
Well,
I don't know what the Rams did. I don't know what the Seahawks didn't do. It was a disaster.
They made adjustments, that's for sure. They had to have. I mean, because obviously I can't imagine the game plan changing from what they were doing in the first half, and they made adjustments. And usually that's what the Seahawks do. Seahawks did not make adjustments at all. They just... Yeah, it was a bad game.
So then what should I do next weekend? Should I watch Paw Patrol toys on YouTube, or should I still give them a chance against the Lions?
We could easily be 0-2.
You pull Tatum aside.
Yes.
And you say, Tatum, I got to tell you something. Give me one more shot, because they're going to play a team. Now, we all know this. The Detroit Lions, and BJ just mentioned it. had a really rough first half of the year last year, and then caught on fire, the Lions did, and even got the Seahawks into the playoffs on the final Sunday night of the game by going to Green Bay on Sunday Night Football and beating the Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
And they were already out of
Seahawks into the playoffs.
And they were already out of it. And still played their hearts out.
And now they have a great offseason, the Lions do, right? They have a great offseason. Then they open the season in Kansas City.
Yep.
And go to Kansas City and win. And now this is their home opener. There is no team in football that's feeling better about themselves. There's no fan base in football that's feeling better about their team than the Detroit Lions. So let's see. Let's just see what happens when the Seahawks go into the Hornets' nest, because that place will be probably louder than it's been in 30 since Barry Sanders was running the ball.
If you could see Steve's face is not happy.
That place.
So you're saying I should go to Adventure Bay and watch Chase, Marshall, and Sky from Paw Patrol?
That's probably a better watch.
No, I'm saying Tatum's going to give you a second chance, and you're going to watch the Lions and the Seahawks, and then we're going to talk about it next Monday.
So you feel good. This will definitely be, I
have a feeling I'll be watching it on my phone, but, I'll still watch it.
So, Mitch, you feel like this is a good chance for the Hawks, to show us who they are and at least play competitively and maybe even pick up a W, which would be an impressive win if they did.
I would just say a couple of things. I would say if this doesn't make them look in the mirrors, and every single one of them this week, when they get out there starting today and they start practicing on Wednesday and coaches look at themselves in the mirror, if this doesn't challenge you, BJ, what does? If that performance and what people are going to be saying about your team and about you guys doesn't challenge you, if they don't get their full attention this week, they will never get their full attention. That's the first thing. The second thing is, teams that are riding high like Detroit typically can't stay at that point all the time. And my old friend Beano Cook used to come on our old KJR radio show and say, there's a reason the sportsbook guys, the odds makers, are living in big houses and sending their kids to Ivy League schools.
Yes.
It's not that easy. Football is never exactly what it seems, because if it's exactly what it seems, the world will bet on Detroit, right? Everybody in the world will bet on Detroit this week, and everybody will make money. Vegas will hand money out to everybody. Do you know that Vegas is Vegas in the business of handing money out to everyone?
Oh, they don't do that?
No,
they don't do that in Vegas?
And the reason why is it's not that simple, and I just have a sense. Let's see what happens on Sunday.
I'm going to say this.
Well,
right
Vegas
now
is saying Detroit's going to win. So, all right.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
And what I'm going to tell you is this, and Detroit is the perfect example, because I believe they went 1-4 in their first 5 games of the season. It is very difficult to make the playoffs if you start the season out 1-4, which is dangerously what could happen to the Hawks. If they go 0-2, oh man, you want to be 2-3 or 3-2 in the first 5 games to give yourself a shot in the playoffs. You go 1-4, you're going to make it really, really hard. The Lions were an amazing team, but they started out 1-4 and did not make the playoffs.
Plus, I projected them going 13-4 in the season. That's a very tough go.
Mitch, I predicted base 10-7.
No, he predicted we went game by game. He said, okay, so this is what I go, BJ, what do you think the Seahawks are going to do? He's like 10-7. I'm like, okay, let's go through every game.
In a hurry without any thought.
So we go through every game, and when we add it up, it's 12-5. I'm like, wait, you said 10-7, but when we go game by, he's like, well, that wasn't as we didn't put much time into it. I'm like, we put more time into that than you just randomly saying 10-7.
because they're look. Say what you want about what I said. I really believe they're a 10-7 team.
But you picked 12-5
because I picked by your stupid rules. I like to look and go. I'm not
game by game and pick who you think.
There are 2 games in that thing that could go either way, and you had me. You said pick a win or a loss, and I couldn't go. I go either way. I mean, the game against the Niners, those games against the Niners are going to be tough, and I had to go. I went either way on the home game against the Niners, thinking maybe we have a shot. But right now. So that's what.
Steve,
anyway. Bottom line is don't go 1-4, Hawks. Don't go 1-4.
How do you feel about picking them to win more games than yards that they accomplished in the second half?
So Mitch, what's
it's
your?
It'll be fun watching Paw Patrol on YouTube. I tell you.
What were your early season predictions? I before we did Steve's thing, I said 10-7, maybe 12-5. 12, maybe 12-5 is their great accomplishment. Where did you have them before yesterday?
I'm the worst person to ask because every single year I have them at about 9 and somewhere between 9 and 8 and 10 and 7 every single year. No matter how good or how bad they are, I go through the schedule just like Migs asked me to. I go game by game, and I end up with 9 wins, maybe 10, 9.5. It always ends up at the same.
Yeah,
place.
That's kind of where I was. But this guy wants you to say win or loss. I'm like,
I made you go through the schedule. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I there are games I can't pick that they could go either way. But listen, episode number 2. Yeah, really well. That's also another problem. Episode 254 is out now. MitchUnfiltered.com or wherever you get podcasts. And hopefully next Monday, Mitch, we're talking to you about a win. That would be, we'd all be back on the train at that point because the Lions are a good team and beating them in their joint would be amazing. So
a quality win if it happens. Let's just see.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to see. I really don't. At least it'll be early.
Tell Tatum.
I'll get the
One more
rest.
week, Tatum.
At least you'll get the rest of your Sunday. It'll be early. Like
I'll
it'll
be
be
watching
10
a lot of
o'clock.
Paw Patrol. I tell you.
Yeah. All right, Mitch. MitchUnfiltered.com, and over the weekend things got pretty awkward for my daughter. All thanks to my drunk son. What happened? I'll tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, over the weekend, guess what? It was emo night again.
Oh, look out.
Danny, Joe, Sarah, all heading out to, is it Numos, Capitol Hill?
Yep.
How was the crowd?
You know, it wasn't as packed as we thought it was going to be.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of those nights where it kind of took a little bit to fill in.
I know why.
Why is that?
Because everyone has come to accustomed to going there and knowing that Joe would be out on the prowl looking for ladies. So all these single women were coming out to emo night. Now that they know he's a taken man, they don't want to go.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
they got to go elsewhere.
It was. Yep.
They're too sad to go to emo night.
No, but the crowd did eventually get there, but it was definitely not one of our biggest crowds.
In all fairness, this is like one of the last few nice weekends you're getting.
It's true.
You know, we notice that in the world, like the wrestling stuff. Like the summers are typically tough to do anything in a club because people would rather be outside.
100% agreed.
And so,
and Joe's taken.
Yeah, Joe's
and that is, I mean, that used to be your thing. You guys would get some really great interactions with women he was trying to pick up. Now that he's a taken man, what the hell do you do? Well,
yeah,
what's the new
right,
thing?
Joe said that his lady friend would be not happy if he was out hitting on ladies.
I look, and I'm not telling him to make his lady friend unhappy. I'm just like, look, we need material.
Lord knows we've tried to make inadvertently.
Yeah, sometimes that happens on this fine program. God knows I have chased away many a girlfriends.
I've witnessed it.
And so luckily it didn't happen with Joe. His is still around, so that's nice.
She's a keeper.
So what are you guys doing then? You know, because normally you like to put a microphone in front of drunk Joe. If he's not asking random people out, what the hell is he doing?
Well, I was DJing the whole night, so I told Joe, this is your opportunity, man. I don't know what you want to do. You can't hit on girls. What do you want to do?
Well, it turns out that we did have someone else who was very drunk and willing to talk to strangers, and that was Sarah.
Very drunk?
No.
Okay.
Let's
recap this. I'm going to tell it from my perspective, and then I want Sarah to tell you her story because she was so angry. I've never seen Sarah this mad in probably 5-6 years.
And I'm not going to lie, I am still not over it. So
we walk, they walk in and they jump on stage and they come and say hi to me. Normal interaction.
Okay. How many people are with you?
I came with 3.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, hey, guys. They give me a hug. And I talked to Sarah for a little bit. I talked to our other friend, Marie. And then I'm going downstairs to grab some water because I'm taking a quick break. Security pulls me aside.
Oh, boy.
And they say, hey, that blonde girl you were just talking to on stage. And I was like, which one? And they're like, the one with the pink hair. And one of Sarah's friends has very bright pink hair. So I knew immediately who she was talking about.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And she goes, Is she okay? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like,
that's a question we ask every morning.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I need a clarification. And she says, she seems a little bit too wasted to be here, and she's falling over. And
boy.
Do we need to kick her out? And I was like, you know, as much as I want to ruin Sarah's night, no, I think she's okay. I was like, she's one of my friends. She's one of my coworkers. I'll watch her to make sure, but I think she's okay. And she's like, are you sure? Because I don't think she's okay to be here.
You should have lied and said you just learned how to walk. And now this is her
How
first
many
attempt
times?
at walking.
Or just say she's always like that.
How many times do you, Sarah, you need to slow your roll?
No.
So were you tripping over yourself?
No, and I was not even wasted. That was the thing, is because Danny came up to me on stage and told me this, and I was immediately like shocked. Like, actually, I've been kicked out of bars before. I know when I'm too much. I know when I'm like not going to remember. So Danny told me that, and I was like, really? And then that's all I could think
And then
about.
that kind of got in your head.
Oh, 100%. I was on stage and I was like, I don't even want to be on stage. Like, now I feel like there's so much attention on me. Like,
Oh,
they're
the
gonna
security
think,
are watching you.
yes, they're gonna think like if I'm headbanging too much, or if I like hug a friend, or if I trip down the stairs, or any of that. So then that was immediately in my head the whole time.
So now you can't dance and be free.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
really though. And for me, I'm like, oh, if I was gonna get kicked out, I don't care. I've been kicked out of places because I know Danny. I didn't want Danny to look bad, since people probably know. Like, I come to see Danny. Like, Meredith, the other DJ, knows that we're friends or coworkers. I didn't want Danny to look bad, so I didn't have a drink that entire time.
You know, as much as I want to give Sarah a hard time, I know what that's like. I remember going to see Temple of the Dog, and then the security guy was at the Paramount. He came over and he was yelling at me for smoking weed. And I was like, I haven't had anything near my mouth, let alone a joint. Like, I was like, and then it just gets in your head the rest of the. I was on mushrooms at the time, but he didn't know that.
Okay, then.
But then the entire time, you're just standing there and you're like, if I even scratch my face, is he going to think I'm smoking a joint? This non-existent joint that he almost kicked me out of. It gets in your head.
Usually I'm like in the front, in the center, in the stage, like with all my friends. I was pretty much towards like the back, because I knew if I got off stage, my friends would be like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm not trying to ruin y'all's vibe. I'm just going to be back here. But then anytime they were like,
Team Sarah on this
thank you. Anytime anyone was like, do you want a shot? Let's go get drinks. I was like, no. Vibe is killed.
And you know, the ironic part is I was the one who dropped my drink on stage.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they expect that with you.
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to buy another White Claw, so they don't care.
What's the assessment from Joe and Danny? Was she really wasted or not?
You know, I honestly did not have that much of an interaction with her to really be able to. She literally came up and said hi.
Nice answer, Switzerland.
No, she literally came up and said hi.
Answer.
And I was like, hey, she didn't seem. Let's put it this way: she didn't seem any more drunk than she normally is.
Okay. Then.
All right. How about Drunk Joe? Drunk Joe, can you tell if she was drunk or not?
Well, I'll be honest. The first question I asked her friends is, wow, Sarah looks really drunk. How drunk is she?
I always look like that, though. I probably look like that now.
No more drunk than she normally is at emo night. So when they came up, but then that's where it's like they come up to us as like the DJs to make sure everyone's being safe and everything. And it's like I couldn't not tell her something because I didn't want her to get thrown out on her butt.
Now you know why I don't go to these events.
Oh, is that why you're not going to emo night?
Yeah. I had one time where Sarah was trashed in front of me, and I'm like, I do not want to see my daughter like this ever again.
Well, can I also just
So I didn't want to go to your wedding.
That I kept it together during my wedding. Thank you. That after Danny told me, yeah, really, maybe like 30 minutes after, one of the DJs that Danny DJs with hands me a beer. And I'm like, okay, clearly she doesn't think I'm that wasted if she's giving me alcohol.
Right.
You know, so I was like, this makes no sense.
It's got to be sucked to be in security or bouncer, because you got to make these calls, and maybe you're wrong sometimes.
Oh, I bet. There's lots of times they're on heightened alert. Obviously, they don't want to get their club in trouble for whatever reasons. Like they're keeping an eye. Maybe it was just another ratchet-looking blonde girl that was right near you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, maybe it wasn't me.
Another friend that had bright pink hair. And,
Sure, it had to be. That's what it was.
Yeah. Did you ever have another encounter with that security guard?
No, I don't even know what security guard it was. He didn't even approach me. He approached Danny.
It was a she.
Oh, she was jealous.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
She
saw
was
you talking to
jealous.
Danny. She wanted to talk to Danny.
Yeah, she wanted a piece of that Danny V.
Danny, you're the blame.
That's fair.
Wow, now I get it. Okay.
Well, this sounds like it was a rather rough night for you, because not only that happened, but then your brother put you in an embarrassing situation.
Sure did.
Yeah, I did. I decided to pull her out and ask some random people on Capitol Hill a certain question.
Yeah, and I mean, why? Why would you ask people your sister's age? Why did you ever think that would go
So
well?
that's the game. You went up to random dudes to say, how old do you think my sister is?
Yeah, because it's a hot topic for Sarah, because she thinks she looks really young.
It makes Sarah more mad.
Oh, my God.
You guys are just doubling down on trying to have her rage.
Yeah, I mean, how dumb is a brother to be? She thinks she's really young. Even if you think she's deluded, you don't say anything.
And Joey knew I was upset at this point. He
Yeah.
already knew the vibe was killed for the night. I would have gone home. I was just there because I was with all my friends, and they would have probably wanted to leave with me. And I was like, no, I'm going to stay. And then Joey's like, let's see how old people think you are.
Yeah, so here's a little piece of them talking to some random
should go
guy.
well.
Yeah, this could go, yeah.
Okay, we found a guy to play the game of what is Sarah's age. Now, Mr. Fedora, Sarah has a question.
Honest opinion and answer.
Okay.
How old do you think I am?
How old do I think you are? Honestly, I think you're 35.
Not 35.
Ooh, not 35, Mr. Fedora.
I'm 31.
Oh, 31? Oh my God. I thought you were 35.
Yeah, we know. We know, Mr. Fedora. Boy, that guy. We didn't have a problem with your answer. We all understood it, moron. Go ahead and say it again.
That was the best response ever. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I thought you were 35. And then your brother sounds really happy about this.
He does.
Some dudes are just like, are they not teaching men anymore? Is that what's going on? They don't teach men anymore?
The
Just
education
always
system
go-
has failed us.
Yeah, go low. You go low. Whatever you really, even when you say honest, you understand honesty's not what's wanted here. It's a trick.
This could be the meanest thing, but maybe he thought he was going low.
Really?
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for that.
I don't think you look 35.
I don't believe you, okay? I do not believe you anymore.
26. That's it. You always go 20.
Could it be because of the fact that people that go to emo night are a little older? Is that why? I mean, I don't know why I would ever think. I would never think that 35 would be a compliment.
Dude, when we went there, I'm only based on Dallas, but it was anywhere from like 20-somethings to 50-somethings
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why you got to just go low.
Well,
you
and
got
some
to
of-
really go low. You can't take a chance.
Some of these people were just like on the streets too. So they were just walking by.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, then it's just randos that look at you.
Yeah, well, and I should say, every time I go to emo night, my friend puts like a ridiculous amount of eyeliner on me.
Also, were you sad because you were being told that you were too drunk? Maybe you had like the look of a sad old person.
Oh, do we have to add old in that sentence? Just a sad person, because I was sad. But so I'm using the excuse that maybe I looked older with all the eyeliner on. That's my excuse.
Is that what makeup is supposed to do? Make you look older? Okay, I guess that's why women wear it.
In this situation, yes.
Okay, here they are again.
Like one person
because
said, Joe, why the F would you poke that bear?
because Joe is a troll
and drunk.
Oh yeah, he knows. Look, Sarah and I have been getting poked. That doesn't sound right, but he's been stirring the hornet's nest with Sarah and I his entire life.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say, if I was wasted, Sarah would have not handled this as well. We all know.
Oh,
Y'all
I've
have,
seen-
would
yeah.
have audio of me.
Oh, I've seen you when you're completely wasted. It's not fun.
No.
So here they are playing a game again with another random guy. Let's see how this goes.
And be honest.
I guess your age? 38.
That wrong?
Dan, can you just explain why you think she says? Oh, I know that.
Is right.
I didn't want to go too low, and then,
Well,
27?
okay, I like that better.
What the hell?
He
I
didn't go
didn't
too
want to
low.
go too low, so he goes 38.
38?
Are you insane, buddy?
Wow.
Wow, you've got to be insane.
Yeah, wow is right.
He was my
shocked.
favorite. I could tell you sounded very happy.
I would never. The only woman who I'd say would be 38 is a woman who I was for sure thinking was in her 50s. I would never give a 38 number to any woman unless I thought she was in her 50s or maybe late 40s. I am not 38ing anybody who looks younger than that.
So it says, so men are supposed to lie? Or are you asking drunk men to guess an age? Come on.
Yes, man.
Stop it.
Don't you understand? That's the trick. You're never going to win if you play that game. Why play the game at that point?
Well, why do random guys need to win with Sarah? She's married and not going to hit on them.
Except they're going to make somebody upset.
Or maybe they're just like,
why play?
I don't even want to be bothered by these drunken idiots. You know what? I'm going to shut it down by saying something terrible.
The guy,
This drunk guy with White Claw in his hand trying to ask me questions about his drunk sister who's getting kicked out of a bar.
the guy who said I was 38 did actually seem shocked that I wasn't around that age.
Like, oh, crap, I effed up.
Yeah, really. He was like, I don't know how to get out of this. Sorry.
Yeah, 19. You're like 19, I promise.
Yeah, that's, yeah, it's a dumb game to play, and that's why I wouldn't play. I mean, or if I wanted to play that game, either A, I want to hurt somebody's feelings, or B, I want to make somebody feel good. I'm not playing to guess it right, because nobody ever plays that game who wants the truth, right? There's no woman I've ever met that go, guess my age, and they want the truth.
That's true. Even if you got it right, they're not going to high five you and be like, nailed it. You're awesome.
Yeah. Hey, what's the other game that we're going to play after that? Guess my weight?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. That's one that women love, too. They love that game.
Oh, I'm writing that one down for next time.
Yeah. Do it, Joe.
Don't bring a scale because I'm going to lie about my weight. So
we learned that,
yeah. My driver's license says I'm probably way lighter than I actually am.
Yeah, your driver's license say you weigh 30 pounds. I'm not sure how you got away with that, but okay. On Friday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
In the mathematical acronym PEMDAS, what operation does the P stand for?
Pencil.
No.
Prime.
No.
Peter.
No.
I don't even know what the hell PEMDAS means. I mean, I know the first word's parentheses.
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Boom. Yeah, duh.
You know that?
Of course.
How do you know that? I don't
Any
know
38-year-old woman would know that.
That's why no one ever says I'm 38.
I was so high for a second. Now I'm so low again.
Sorry, I had to. I'm just joking. 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You want a shot at beating Steve before somebody beats him before you? 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. On Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m., Live Day goes to prom night.
Yeah, made the announcement this morning, man. Fired up for it.
Yeah, so instead of doing a live day during the day, we're doing live night. It will be broadcast on the radio just like usual, but we're starting this at 7 p.m., so all of you can come out and join the fun.
Dude, it's always crazy when we start at 6 a.m. Now we're going to let people come at night. It's going to be bonkers.
Yeah, it's going to be really insane.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so, and we're going to be doing the same thing, man. We'll be live, sound effects, music, special guests. And yeah, the theme is prom night this year. So get dressed up with us. You want more info? You want tickets? Get them now at snocasino.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Ooh.
Jason on 405 is. Jason, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Steve, now get out of here.
Goodbye.
Bye, Steve.
For those playing at home, Jason has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
What stocky vegetable used to make a popular pie filling was legally ruled a fruit in 1947?
Rhubarb.
Yes. Which Massachusetts city was famous for its witch trials?
Salem.
Yes. Steph Curry currently plays for what NBA team?
Clippers.
No.
Pass.
The middle number in a set of ordered data is called the what?
Pass.
In which board game can you play as a top hat?
Monopoly.
Yes. According to the famous song, Shakira's hips don't do what?
Lie.
Yes. In an alphabetical list of the U.S. states, which comes last?
Pass.
Which musical is based on the songs of ABBA?
Pass.
Snow, fiddler, and flower are all types of what crustacean?
Crab.
Yes.
Lobster.
What are the bones in your spine called?
Vertebrae.
Yes. Steph Curry currently plays for what NBA team?
What's the yellow uniform? I don't know. Suns.
No.
Pass.
The middle number in a set of ordered data is called the what?
Binary.
No. Kind of close on that.
Yeah.
You get 6 correct, though, Jason.
All right, not too
All right,
bad.
hoping to give you a song, BJ.
You did
All right,
exactly.
thanks, buddy. We'll see what happens.
And he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, that's all his way. You can't ask for a better performance if there are questions out there you just don't know.
Very true.
We'll see what Steve does.
Steve, are you ready?
All right, Steve, what do you got?
What stocky vegetable used to make a popular pie filling was legally ruled a fruit in 1947?
Carrot?
No.
Rhubarb?
Yes.
Nice.
Which Massachusetts city was famous for its witch trials?
Salem.
Yes. Steph Curry currently plays for what NBA team?
Crap. I think he's on Golden State Warriors.
And you're right.
Yeah.
The middle number in a set of ordered data is called the what?
The middle number? The middles.
No.
The in-betweens.
No.
The center.
No. In which board game can you play as a top hat?
Oh, Monopoly.
Yes. According to the famous song, Shakira's hips don't do what?
They don't lie.
Yes.
Never have, never
In an
will.
alphabetical list of U.S. states, which comes last?
Wyoming.
Yes.
Nice.
Which musical is based on the songs of ABBA?
Oh, Dancing Queen.
No.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
Yes. Snow, fiddler, and flower are all types of what crustacean?
Crab.
Yes. What are the bones in your spine called?
The spine.
No.
Vertebrae.
Yes. And with that, you get 9 correct, which is a
Nice
win.
going, Steve.
6-9.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very nice.
Nice try, though, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
There we go. At least he was trying to get me a song.
He
I like his
failed.
motive. Didn't work out.
Nope.
6-9.
Nice.
You were on the right track, but the only one you got wrong. The middle number in a set of ordered data is called the
I don't know.
Centerpiece?
median.
Median.
And you live on, look at,
Yep.
you're lying. You live near Meridian. You almost had it.
How does that even
Okay.
compute?
It doesn't at all.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
But congratulations on beating Jason, right?
okay.
It makes sense once I say it.
Yeah, but never once. The question was like just that you were speaking a different language to me.
Oh, and median is the
Median
way
number.
Yeah, that's what they talk about a lot. Because I never know the difference between average and median. It's explained to me so many different times, and I still don't know.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I know it has to do with the fact it's the middle number.
Now we do.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the average when it's the middle number, but I don't care. I don't like it. Well, congratulations. And there's a new report that dropped yesterday, which is going to really make Steve happy and make me upset.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a PR film called Bunker 15 that actually was paying critics to give a movie positive reviews so that it could boost its Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter rating.
Firm, not film.
A
PR firm?
A PR firm.
You said a PR film. I was like, that's why I got thrown off.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, no,
just
PR
making
firm.
sure.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. It's a PR firm called Bunker 15. So this PR firm was seeing that their movie, Ophelia, which starred Daisy Ridley, she's the one that played Rey in the Star Wars movies, it wasn't doing well. It only had a 46% rating, which is rotten. So on Rotten Tomatoes. So they were like, okay, this PR firm said, hey, man, we got to figure this out. So they started paying low-level critics on the website.
Wait a second. There's no honor amongst critics?
They were paying $50. That's all it took to get a critic to go, I love this movie, $50.
Oh, you give me $30. I'll tell you, any movie's the best movie I've ever seen. I won't even see it.
You know, there are so many critics out there. I know some of them that's not their full-time job. And so, of course, $50 would get them to be jerks.
It's just some dude that created basically an online journal that he calls, like I see it with wrestling too, but I'm sure with movies as well. Like they call themselves journalists or they call themselves critics, but they just got a URL and a website and they put up reviews based on their own opinion. Which I guess is really what a critic's doing anyway. Like it's funny how like we determine certain people are good critics because maybe they have done it for a while.
Well, they might have gone to school. They are hired by like a journalistic organization that actually that's their full-time job.
A more respectable spot.
Yeah. When somebody it's not their full-time job, I'm like, I don't know. Do I really?
But when you see like the reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes, there are times where I'm like, I don't even know what this publication is.
Now we know why.
Yeah.
It's just like you said. It's just some rando that put together a thing, and now they qualify as a critic, and somehow they get added to the algorithm in Rotten Tomatoes. It makes me wonder about Rotten Tomatoes, to be honest.
It's about damn time you wondered about it. That's why Steve Tomatoes is your trusted source.
Yeah. Well, I got to trust something, I guess. So $50 a pop. And it helped because the rating went up. So I don't know how many they had to, like, think about the money that movie companies spend in PR, like all the commercials, everything they do, thousands, maybe millions of dollars in advertising. These guys, $50 a pop to the Rotten Tomato people, and they got it up to 62%, which made this movie fresh.
It's not even on their site anymore, though. I went to look for it and see if it changed. It says 404 not found.
Oh.
So it's not, you can't find it on Rotten Tomatoes website at the moment.
I guess they weren't feeling Ophelia anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised by this because if I'm a firm or a marketing company and you're just like, we got to spend all this money trying to get people to see this movie, well, what's the one thing a lot of people like yourself will listen to what Rotten Tomatoes has to say and watch a movie just because of that?
Yeah.
That's why I like the audience score. The audience score, I'm willing to like take that with a grain of salt at least because that's just based on randos like me.
But you could get paid off.
Oh, I sure as hell would.
That's why I
have
don't.
No problem being paid off.
That's why I didn't trust the audience scores. Like, I don't know if they're getting paid off or because you can't really regulate it. Looks like you can't regulate the critics either.
I did see a movie over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. I can't wait.
I went. I didn't go anywhere. I watched it on my couch, but I saw Strays.
That was the one you said you'd go to a theater for.
Yeah. Yes.
And you never did.
I didn't. And boy, oh boy, I tell you. I am so glad I didn't spend a dime on this film.
Is it not good? You thought this was going to be the movie of the year for you.
It's the trailer of the year. The trailer is phenomenal. But then you realize, oh, this is the entire movie.
Oh, that sucks.
It's in 2.5 minutes, you get everything that you need. Whereas when I'm sitting there, I lasted maybe 20. I don't even think I lasted 20 minutes on this film, BJ.
Oh, no.
And it was so dumb. And I'm a fan of dumb movies, but I'm watching this, and I made the mistake of trying to watch this with my wife. No. And, oh, boy, it's filthy, right? So I'm like, oh, she's not feeling it. So she's playing with her phone. And I'm like, you know what? She's going to fall asleep any minute anyway. I'll just continue to watch it because I want to see this movie. And even I, like, who doesn't have a problem with bad language, I realized rather quickly that is the only joke that they have with this. Is that the only joke that they were able to come up with was that these dogs say inappropriate things.
That's it, huh?
And then after about 20 minutes of these dogs saying inappropriate things and you realize there's really no other substance to it, maybe there's more substance after the 20-minute mark. And maybe I'm bad for not watching the rest of it. But I was just like, I'm done. This is stupid.
How can you out stupid Steve?
That's what I'm saying.
That is
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that is amazing to me.
And I think it was Kevin Hart is one of the voice. Oh, no, Jamie Foxx. Sorry. That was.
Is Jamie Foxx just doing anything?
Apparently.
He's doing casino commercials. He's doing movies like this. Jamie Foxx used to, I mean, he's getting paid, and I can't argue with a guy getting paid. But Jamie Foxx's name used to be associated with, like, every time you brought up his name in anything, you're like, that's a good piece of work.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't like his work in Spider-Man. I thought his Electro was really bad.
And it's not his fault. He's the voice of a dog.
But still, he did it.
The lines that they had him read, after a while, it was like, okay, we get it. You curse all the time. Like, and you say inappropriate sexual things. And even, like, the scenes that I thought were hilarious in the trailer, but then when you watch them in the movie, you're like, oh, I'm done. I'm just done. I get it. You guys are filthy dogs.
And that's it. And he thought this would be a good. Well, he must have got. I mean, how much? I wish I knew how much. But Jamie Foxx got paid for this.
70% of the audience dug it.
Oh boy, what was that say?
I was expecting more out of it. I don't know what I was expecting out of a talking dog movie, but I was expecting more.
I'm wondering how much of that percentage of the audience was altered in some way.
Could be.
I feel like that probably would have made the movie that much more funny for you.
Or they were paid off.
The trailer was like the greatest trailer I've ever seen, but like all the jokes were there. I didn't need anything else.
I saw that trailer. Not the greatest trailer I ever saw.
I actually am interested in myself watching it now and being like, because I love stupid comedies just as much as you do.
Yeah.
But maybe you just aged out of stupid comedies, man.
No, don't say that.
What if I watch it and I'm like, this is our greatest movie of all?
Danny,
I did
that's
love
a good
Hubie
point.
Halloween.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You did like
Are you
Hubie
trying to say that
Halloween.
maybe I'm getting smarter?
We'll go with that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
All right, okay.
You just have a less tolerance for stupidity in movies. Like
I'm
the
less
movies
dumber. I'm less dumber than I
Here's
used
the
to be.
thing. I think you're the same. The movies have gotten worse. How's that? Is that?
I've mentally stayed the same age, but these movies have gotten dumber.
Yeah. Oh man. So that's it. That's it.
I would wait. If you're gonna watch it, maybe not rent it right now.
Oh, yeah?
Wait for it to come out for free.
Oh, did you rent it?
Well, I mean, in theory, yeah, sure. I had a website that my friend.
Oh, I guess you okay. Because I was gonna look up and see where I could watch it.
You can rent it right now, or if you have access to my friend's Plex account,
I got you. Okay.
I can just watch it. I don't think it's illegal.
It has to be.
That's what Plex is all about. It just creates a place for you to keep all your movies in a library.
And somehow you could just share them with anybody?
I guess so. I mean, he gave me information. He gave me a link.
Well,
and now I got his. Now I
I guess I see what you mean. I suppose if he's giving you his password, it's just like me sharing Netflix. I can't really complain about
But
that.
it's not really like he's sharing his password. He just shares me. He shares access to his library.
Oh,
he's a buddy in wrestling. He has a bunch of wrestling stuff. That's why originally he gave me access.
How
to it.
legal is that? I wonder.
I don't understand how Plex works, to be honest with you. But it's a legit site. It's not like a.
So you can you don't need a password. You just go to his place and go, oh, he's got this movie. I'll watch it.
No, you just can't go to someone's place. They have to give you access to their library.
Okay, so
But
it's kind of like
it's almost like a password, but I don't have any. I couldn't upload things on his thing. I couldn't mess with his.
I'm gonna be okay with it because if I had a DVD, I could give you. I get a Blu-ray. I could give you a Blu-ray.
Right. To me, that's exactly
okay.
what Plex is. It's like you have this library of movies or TV shows or whatever it is that you have, and then you're letting your friends have access to it.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to be judgy on that. I think I think so far you're on the right side of life.
And I still kind of want my money back.
Oh yeah, dude. So 54% from the critics, 70% from the audience strays.
I'm shocked that it even got 54%. Maybe after the 20-minute mark, it gets better.
Somebody got paid.
That's a good point.
I am telling you right now, it's still whoever got paid, they couldn't get it fresh. Yeah, now I'm suspicious of all of it now that I know that this one Bunker 51 company paid off people to critics in order to give a higher percentage on Rotten Tomatoes. Now I can't trust anything. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. I can trust you, right? Maybe you got something I can believe in again. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts. We'll do that at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Remember, when you get through, Steve's got a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Got some phone calls.
Oh, yeah, we sure do. Let's go to Glenn at Toolbox in Florida. Glenn, you are on The Rock.
Give it out, shout for the toolbox.
Hey, there it is.
Glenn. Shout.
Yeah, look at that. Glenn, an old-time listener. Glenn, good to have you back on the show. What you got for us, buddy?
And I was down in St. Pete for a Mariners game, and even though we lost those that 4-game series, I had a better experience going there than I did at T-Mobile Park because you get to meet all the players, you get autographs, selfies, and all without the bumper sticker badge this time.
Wait. So the Tampa Bay Rays players will let you meet them and take pictures with them and everything? Go into a regular game?
Well, if you go, if you're a visiting team, so if you I went to see the Mariners play this weekend in Tampa Bay, and the Mariners players like Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, Ty France, they all came over to the side and started autographing and taking selfies with everybody. It was a better experience there than seeing a game at T-Mobile, even though we lost.
Yeah, I guess because you're not getting an entire stadium's worth of fans bugging you. And then also in Tampa, I think you're probably one of 4 people that go to the game, so they're also probably like, it's not that bad.
That's the truth. Even though, Tampa, St. Pete is all the way out there. It's about an hour and a half from Orlando itself, and it's a pain to get out there. And I just wish Tampa would build a better stadium for those Rays, because they do have a good baseball team, and they do have some players, that are great, like Rosarina and Diaz. But I wish they would be closer to the Orlando-Tampa area instead of being out there in St. Pete. So
who was the coolest Mariner that you met?
You know what? Ty France was quite cool. We chatted for a bit, and then Castillo, he kind of looked at me because I don't think he speaks much English. And it's like, can I get a selfie with you? It's like, oh, okay, and that was it.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble. You just don't know how well people do speak English because there's just everybody playing for baseball these days, and sometimes they do okay, and sometimes they don't. But that's good to know. I guess if I don't know if that's in every other stadium, but that's a good thing. If you're visiting another ballpark, maybe you do have a better chance. If there's a place where you can interact with the players, you might have a better shot visiting.
Think about all those Seahawks games that he's watching on TV. You watch like the fifth quarter on King 5, and then they'll always shoot and show video footage, or even on their social media pages. They'll show the players are all gathering around those remaining Seahawks fans that are in the stands or in the stadium of the opposing team's place, signing the flag, signing the jerseys. I think there's something to it because it's this isn't nearly as overwhelming. Maybe I'm going to sign 20 autographs as opposed to 20,000.
Yeah, it is funny. Glenn's not the first person I've heard say that the stadium in Tampa Bay is just it's just not easy to get to because, they had more fans this weekend. I did pay attention watching some of the Mariners games. There were more fans. It didn't look like it was empty like some of those Tampa Bay Rays games. And again, the Rays have a really good team. They have been good for a long time. They just apparently have a stadium that's really, really hard to get to. And I forgot about the Orlando crowd. It might be something to think about, even though they're the Tampa Bay Rays, if they somehow put it in a position where a lot of Orlandians can get to it too, Orlandoans, whatever you want to call them, because so many people visit the same way folks think that Vegas is a great destination for the Raiders and other teams now because a lot of tourists might go to those games.
Can't they just do it like the Angels did and just be like the Tampa Bay Rays of Orlando?
Yeah, why not?
Right.
At this point, and maybe build a new stadium closer to Orlando and just, suck it up and realize, sorry, Tampa Bay, that's what we got to do. That's,
if you don't like it, start coming to games.
Yeah. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. It's the listeners on the loose. Andrew and Ording, you are on the Rock.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Andrew. What you got for us,
First
buddy?
off, I want to give a shout out to Danny for emo night. It was awesome time being out there with him.
Oh, okay. So you went to emo night.
I was, and I'm here to defend Sarah's honor. She wasn't even drunk.
Oh, Sarah, somebody is here defending your honor. It's Andrew saying that you weren't even drunk.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Because Andrew was sober, too, for the most part. So,
wait, is this the Andrew that sneaks in alcohol to all the concerts?
Yes.
Sure is.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well, all right, Andrew, you know what? I don't trust you.
He's already breaking the rules, man.
Yeah. I feel like drunks never think anybody else that they're drunk or anybody who's also drunk. They just,
She really wasn't, though. She was perfectly sober. She was actually more upset. And it looked like someone chapped her khakis. She was not happy at all about the whole situation. She wasn't even sipping on the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer that she got. She literally just handed it to me and I put it on the ground.
So did you trip in front of the security? I just wonder why the security thought you were so wasted that they needed to talk to Danny.
I honestly have no idea.
It could have been mistaken identity.
Right?
It might have been because I noticed later on that night she was trying to get somebody from crawling on top of the thing. I actually got him before the security guy did. That's why I jumped off the stage.
I will say one of my friends did fall into the photo booth backdrop.
Was she blonde?
She's a light brown.
That also happened way later in the evening, so that was not it.
I was just wondering maybe if that was the drunk person that they just saw you next to each other.
To be fair, I thought that's who they were talking about at first, and then I was like, no, but there's no bright blonde other than Sarah on the stage at that time.
Whoops!
And there are stairs going up to the stage, but I killed those steps.
Okay.
I didn't trip on them at all. So it's very bizarre.
All right, well-
It's a mystery. And I will say Andrew did offer me to buy me drinks many times, and I denied all of it.
Andrew, how old do you think Sarah is, though?
Oh, boy.
Don't answer it.
Well,
20-something.
As
21.
a gentleman, I would tell her she looks like she's 27, but I actually know her real age. But to top it all off, Danny's buddy who was DJing that night, I asked him that same question, and he told me I look like I'm 32 when I'm 41.
Oh, just rub it in, why don't ya?
All right, then. Congratulations to everybody involved. Andrew, thank you for calling.
Andrew, what are you doing going up to people being like, how old do you think I am? It's a strange question to ask other people.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's stranger from a dude, too.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just,
know why.
sometimes it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I appreciate he has my back. I
Yeah.
mean, he saw the rage and the sadness from me the entire night.
Okay, we all saw the rage and the sadness from you the entire night, and it wasn't just normal emo night sadness.
Yeah, it was like a real emo emotion.
Yeah, once you turn on Sarah like that, the whole evening is just gone.
You know, and I kept telling myself, too, I'm like, it's not a big deal. Be like Taylor Swift and just shake it off. Just shake it off. I never shook it off.
Yeah, it's hard to shake it off.
Yeah.
Our personality types, we just can't shake it off.
No, the next morning, J-Rubs asked how my night was, and I was like,
Oh, poor J-Rubs. He had to hear this.
he heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
See, he
just wanted to hear good.
Yeah, exactly. Which is usually
Fun.
Yeah, it was great, babe. Okay, good. End of conversation.
Yeah.
It's just good to go home. I've learned that in my own life. Sometimes when things just go that way, it's like, you know what I mean? I got to leave. Rather than stay and fight, I should leave.
Typically, if you drink more, it'll make you forget about that. You won't dwell on it at all. I'm kidding.
No, honestly, though. But then I was so like, I cannot have a sip of alcohol in
Yeah,
this
I mean,
place.
basically you go, okay, she thinks I'm too drunk now. In order for me to be able to stay in this
I'll
group,
show her.
I can't have another drink.
Or it could be, I'll show you how drunk I can get.
Exactly.
And then we'll see what's up.
I don't operate. I wish I could operate that way. I don't.
Yeah, that's never a good way to handle it. I'll burn this place to the ground. Watch me.
Well, okay then.
Not in a physical way.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
At least we've covered that.
That's normally how I handle things. But I was just trying to be a good coworker to Danny. I didn't want to embarrass him.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, she did well because she didn't get kicked out, Danny.
That's true.
I mean, she
I'm
was
not mad at her.
she's probably mean mugging the whole time, but she didn't get kicked out.
The whole time.
Yeah, you were killing the vibe. Whether or not you were a vibe killer, no doubt about
I
it,
was.
Sarah.
I was still on stage, but I was like, I don't deserve to be on stage.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not giving my all to this performance and
Yeah.
screaming the lyrics.
That's tough. I get that. That's why I like to leave. I just got to leave then. But what I do is I stay and fight with people, and that's not good either.
No, it never ends well.
Nope. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It's listeners on the loose. Call us, text us at 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK. The number to call, the number to text.
A few people are texting in. One person said, hey, don't forget to bring up 9/11. Today's 22 years since that awful event. That's right.
Yeah.
Forget it's September 11th today.
Yeah, I was broadcasting for this fine company back when it happened. And man, oh man, it's 22 years, you said, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a solemn day. I've seen some different people posting on the, in their own way, just remembering the day and the idea that they'd never forget. Just a horrific day in U.S. history, that's for sure.
Worst. And it always brings me back to thinking about some of my high school buddies because they were in the building when it all happened and unfortunately did not make it out. And it's just terrible. Every year it's a reminder of I always feel for their families and everybody in their lives, how much their life. I mean, obviously everybody's life changed at that time. Anyone that was alive that remembers it. But then you think about the families of people who had someone that was in that building or any of the buildings, obviously. But I think about the World Trade Center and it's just crazy.
Yeah, the only thing I would hope, and this is definitely something that I'm looking forward to see if I'm still around, like what the Zoomers do, what the young millennials do, and anybody, the alphas, I suppose, is if we can just make violent actions to get a point across to just be something of the past. Like if verbal negotiations can be our way of fixing things, so that we never go, hey, you know what, we've got to do something horrific in order to get our point across. Boy, that would be awesome if humans can learn to do that. It sounds crazy because we've always been warlike and we've always done things in the name of war, in the name of whatever belief, and basically the ends justify the means in people's eyes. But I just feel like, no. It'd be great when violence is just, we say, no, that's not going to be the answer. We'll find another way. That'd be great.
This text says, hey, let's talk about something silly. My parents just went on their first cruise to Alaska. Sounds super awesome. And I was wondering, what cruise would you guys want to go on and why? I would love to go on the Nordic cruise.
I don't even know what the Nordic cruise is, but
you like going on a cruise with like Nordics? I don't know.
I believe your guess is as good as mine. Maybe is it somewhere that, like in the Scandinavian area? Is that the
northern
idea?
European cities?
Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah, I had no idea. Wow, yeah. I'm looking at the pictures of the cruise. It looks like you stop at some pretty cool looking spots.
I was supposed to go on an Alaskan cruise this month.
That's right.
I had to cancel that. Yeah. So, but that would probably be the place I go first because my wife really loves the idea of checking out Alaska like that.
Oh man, it's a no brainer for me.
Yeah.
The KISS cruise.
Oh, of course.
No, the Disney cruise actually.
Oh, you've had to replace the KISS cruise with the Disney cruise.
Oh, dude! Once I saw a video of what the Disney cruise is like, both Tatum and I are all about it.
I don't even know what it's. What do they do?
It's just on a cruise ship, but like Disney characters.
It's so awesome.
Okay,
it really
You've
is.
been on it, Dan? You've done it.
We've done. That was actually my first honeymoon.
And where you go to the Keys, I think.
I mean, you can go all over the place. They have Disney cruises that go everywhere, Europe, but the most popular ones are going down to like the Bahamas, and those are the ones you want to go to because they have their own private island.
That's
called Castaway Key, and it is amazing.
That's the videos we watched, the Castaway Keys one.
Yeah, Pluto greets you as you get off the boat. They have like 2 kid beaches, 1 adult beach where they don't allow kids come, and they serve like every kind of food you can imagine. The water's so clear. That was probably my favorite spot that I've ever been to.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's saying a lot.
And you don't got to deal with all the drunk people from like the Carnival cruises. Like it's their own private island, so they can, like all the other cruises that go to the Bahamas can't go there.
But I hear Goofy gets pretty wasted.
He really does.
Well,
we need to talk to Goofy.
Too many Mai Tais.
Yeah,
yeah.
You need to go on that Disney
I
cruise.
want to, man. It just sounds awesome. And I always I watched a lot of the videos, and they're like, oh, this is a part for just the adults. Like you said, part of the beach and also part of the cruise ship. They have like a club that's just meant for adults. So I'm like, it's so funny that to make it a point to say that because there's probably a lot of people who aren't parents that also love Disney. So they're like, look, we get it. You're going to be around a lot of kids, but we did provide a spot for you guys to go so you don't have to deal with it.
Do they have babysitting services to some degree?
They do.
Well, that's another reason why you want that adult
Donald
section.
and Daisy.
Just pawn those kids off so I can go have a beverage with my significant other.
Yeah, they have an entire like kids clubs where you can sign them in and they can go for a couple hours. And the kids, what I've heard, love it. It was interesting though because like we went on our honeymoon before we had a kid, and it was we didn't have to see kids the entire time if you don't want to. Like
that's crazy,
which is weird because I think like a lot of people are automatically thinking, yeah, you're going to be surrounded by kids constantly, and you don't. You're really not.
Disney knows what's up.
Yeah.
So we just got back from a cruise on the Royal Caribbean, 4-day cruise in the Bahamas, and we were pretty much side by side with the Disney cruise the whole way. Our boat was bigger and nicer, but that Disney cruise had some cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
I like that big. We were bigger and nicer. Were there wars? Did they throw things at each other? I don't know. You know, you got to. It's like it's team Royal Caribbean.
Okay, if you're going to battle, what Disney character are you going to go to battle with?
Oh, I'll fight that Captain Hook. I'll show him.
No, I mean with. Like, who do you want on your side?
Oh, well, all right. You know, I get Captain Hook might be a guy on my side, too.
No, he's afraid of crocodiles and clocks. You need like a Mulan or a Merida.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot of... You're right. That's
They're
a good point.
badass warriors.
Merida, was she good with the arrows? Was that her? Yeah.
Who's the dude that The Rock played?
I'm sorry. He was... oh, my gosh.
Did he fight anybody?
Maui. I want Maui.
Did he fight anybody in that movie?
I don't know, but he's pretty swole.
What about
and he's got magical powers.
What about the real strong girl in Encanto?
Oh my gosh, she would be perfect
The
too.
strong sister, yeah. I'd take her because she could lift anything. She was really tough.
Also, I said Disney cruises are awesome. Been on 4 ships.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
All right, Danny, who are you going to war with if you had to pick a Disney character?
Ooh, I would probably have to go with Jack Skellington. Yeah.
Is that a Disney movie?
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh, wow. I know Tim Burton did it, but I never knew it was in the Disney family.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a Disney World.
But isn't he kind of brittle? I mean, all you got to do is just throw something at his bones. He's done.
Wow. Okay. You know what? He defeated Oogie Boogie, and that's all I need.
Okay.
But what's his MMA record?
That's fair.
Wow. Okay. All right, so that we're ready to go to war. We figured it out.
All right, this person says, hey, my husband got one of those Nordic Flex machines last Christmas. He's used it for about 3 weeks total and hasn't used it since.
Yep, that's
What's
how it
something
works.
that you bought that you never used, LOL?
That is how it works.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, the first thing that I think of, and we didn't buy it, but it came with our old house, and it was like one of those things where like this is kind of cool. It'd be cool to have it. And it was like a little wine fridge, like mini wine cellar. I wouldn't even call it a cellar. It was like just in between like the kitchen and the living room. It was like a nook.
Oh, yeah, I know those.
But it was like set up. It was kind of cool. Like it was like, okay, we got a little like fridge for all the wine, and then above it you could have like your bar set up. I think I put a bottle of vodka in there eventually because I'm like, I need somewhere to keep it chill. I was like, I never used this thing for what it was meant to be used for. I was like, I'm not a wine drinker. Like, why did I even think this was a cool selling point? Like, I'm going to become a wino because of this?
Just put a bunch of Gatorades in there,
I
something
should
else.
have.
Yeah. Would have been perfect.
Oh, that's where I put my sodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Like, I was like, in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not using it for what it was meant to be used for, but I'm not using it at all.
Yeah. Or you just get a bunch of dummy wine bottles to make you look like you're
We had a couple wine bottles in there just because we're like, sometimes people give you a bottle of wine when they come over and I'm like, oh, put it in there. And it basically kept it chilled until we went to another party so we could take it and give it to someone else.
See, my mom gave me a bunch of furniture that was gifted to her, and it had a bunch of slots, probably like 50 slots for wine. So I made it my personal mission to go fill up the slots, and I would get like the $2 wines whenever they were on sale. So I have a bunch of cheap wine if anybody wants it, because I don't have that furniture anymore.
Oh, so you're just giving away wine to people?
Yeah, it's like $2 bottles of wine.
Yeah, it's a hard pass on cheap wine.
Right.
I don't even want expensive wine.
Right? I'm not a wine drinker either. I don't know what the hell I was
thinking. Should people contact you on your OnlyFans page? How do we get this free wine deal?
I think I even got some of the Walking Dead wine. I think it was like $7. Yeah, this is like the high class wine.
There we go. All right, Vicky's giving it away.
Yeah, I don't even drink wine either.
So we can pick it up on your porch. Where should I go to get this wine?
All right, what's something that you purchased that you never used?
Oh, I've talked about it before. It's so embarrassing. I got into, and that's the whole snorkel kit.
Oh, that's right.
I bought flippers, bought the mask, everything. They see you coming down the pike because you rent them at first in Hawaii, and then they go, if you plan on coming back. And at the time, we were going at least once, twice a year because but that was early on in my tenure in this fine little area of Seattle, and I did not like the gray, and neither did the wife. But I haven't been to Hawaii in about 10 years, and so they're just sitting there collecting dust, and it's brand new. I don't think I've ever put them in the water.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You should at least go to a local pool and wear them.
Yeah, something just to get my money's worth. Oh my God. Yeah, someone's going to get a really good deal on those.
It'd be so great if you just show up to somebody's pool, a big pool party, and you just show up with your snorkeling kit. Yeah. You're like, look, I got to put this to use.
I'm legit, buddy. This is Hawaiian. Yeah. Oh, what a waste of money.
Hi, Danny.
Man, I was trying to think. There was a couple of guitars that I bought that it was more just I didn't need a new guitar, but I bought one, and I was like, eventually I was like, I don't even want to play this guitar anymore. I ended up selling them though because it was just like and I didn't get my money back at all whatsoever. Which I was just like, at that point, I really need to just scale back on the buying.
But at least you got something.
Yeah. I got something, yeah. My ukulele, I haven't played my ukulele since the last live day.
Oh crap, me either.
Yeah,
that was a bad purchase. And I even had some friends that were like, I'll loan you my ukulele. I'm like, no, I've been always wanting to learn. And I genuinely did.
You are. It's unbelievable.
Until I tried to play it.
Yeah.
And I realized it's a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those weren't cheap.
That was like $40-something.
To me, it's like, that's $40 too much.
Oh, look, it's not, you're right. It's not like a $5 ukulele. But
yeah, you went and you got a decent one. And I was like, what are you going to do with that?
It has a case and everything.
I know. And you're like, oh, I'm going to be a ukulele player. What do you watch?
I thought just hang around the house, like, and then that's happening.
No,
maybe Tatum will pick it up.
Yeah, well, she'll pick it up.
Yeah, she'll pick it up and throw it down the stairs.
Yeah.
It is listeners on the loose 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
So I just texted in. Wants to agree with me about the movie Strays.
Oh, well, normally I would not want them to agree with you, except you hated this movie, which I thought was going to be trash.
Yeah, so we went to the theater to see that movie, Strays.
Oh, God, you poor person.
It was so bad. We wanted to laugh at the stupid movie, and it just wasn't funny.
I blame you for that.
What did I do?
You sold the hell out of this being the movie of the year. You don't ever go to the theater, but this was going to be the one time you go to the theater.
Yep.
And I think people listen to you, Stevie Tomatoes, because I go to the theater all the time for good movies, but I was like, there's no way you're going to give me that.
That's on you. Like, I said it looks amazing, but I wasn't saying I saw it and it was amazing. I was just saying the trailer slayed me. Like, when I saw
you
that
were going to
trailer,
go to a theater. You never go to a theater. People thought you were like, all right, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I didn't.
Nope.
It was just dumb, man.
Yeah,
and honestly, you see the trailer, at least I've only watched 20 minutes, so again, I could be wrong. But the trailer basically gives you the entire film, and in 2.5 minutes, and the trailer is way funnier.
I hate that. I do hate when the trailer gives everything away, which is why I think I'm going to stop watching trailers.
I don't know what I was expecting. A foul-mouthed bunch of dogs. Like I don't know why I expected this to be.
You know what? That would have been a good YouTube video for you to see.
Yeah, I guess I just want to see a good dumb comedy, and there aren't any good dumb comedies anymore. I wonder, is it just that comedies are afraid that they're going to offend people? Is that what it is now? I mean, granted, right now we're in the middle of a writer's strike, so there's other issues to be worried about.
Well,
but I feel like that on even TV and movies. Like, I understand that there's clever comedies out there, and there's like some kind of brainy comedies out there. I want a dumb ass comedy film.
But dumbass back in when like 20 years ago, dumbass.
Yeah,
which is a little bit more clever than dumbass today.
I guess. Yeah,
that's the problem.
Because if Strays is their version of what a dumb comedy is, I'm like, yeah, you got the dumb part right, but you got the comedy part wrong.
And there's two ways to go. Are you talking like Anchorman kind of dumb comedy, or are you talking like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore dumb comedy? Because those are two different styles.
All of them.
Because there's still every once in a while.
Even The Hangover it's like a dumb comedy.
Yeah, I think you're getting too old because nobody wants those anymore except people in your demographic.
Oh, no, I think people want them. I just think I think you're right. I think that the Hollywood's a little bit too scared to make those because they think that they can't make an American Pie again. They can't make a whatever. And it's like, well, if you just try it and see what happens, but then I guess they might get canceled. So I don't know.
And I think that's what got me excited about Strays. I'm like, 0 F's given. They're going for it.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We have to bring that up sometime. What's a really good comedy that happened today? Like, is there a great comedy movie that's come out that you guys just don't like but might be like younger? Remember, 10, 12, 20 years ago, you were younger and you guys were younger, and those were the hip comedies. Like Anchorman, when it came out, that spoke for a generation. Is it just possible that the younger generation style of comedy is just not you?
Well, I tell you, every week we go through On Demand to see what new movies are out, and I don't even see a dumb comedy as an option. Like, they're not even like, there's almost no comedies that are coming out. They're all like kind of serious films or the ones that are trying to win Academy Awards.
I think the biggest comedy film that's come out recently would be Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
and even then, that's a different style.
That's a good call.
But was that just a dumb movie because of its premise? Because from what I heard, like the movie wasn't really like laugh out loud funny.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, so that's why I ask. I'm like, could that be the closest to what we have?
I can't really have this conversation with you anymore. You realize the more you speak, the more no one's going to make any movies for you because number one, you don't go to them. You're like that. There was a great Always Sunny episode where they were complaining about how bad the movies were, and then at the end they said, "Well, we're not going to go see that movie now that you made it for us."
I'm the guy who complains about not being invited to a party I wasn't even going to go to.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? At least you know that. You know that. All right. Well, there's a bigger question that has to be answered about whether or not there's great comedies out there and Steve's not getting it or they're just not making them. This question is important. What do Ryan Castle and air conditioning have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What does Ryan Castle and air conditioning have in common?
Super cool.
Coolest.
Yeah.
One texter said Steve sits in front of both with no clothes on.
That's right.
Fair.
Got to get the swampies taken care of there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so why are these people? See, we need parent licenses. A 30-year-old woman in Florida went to Walmart last Wednesday and was arrested after someone reported that she'd left 2 young kids in a locked car, 91 degrees out. In Florida. At least they were there for 20 minutes. 91 degree day.
Oh, so it's probably 130 degrees inside that car.
Right. And it wasn't running, so can't even say the AC was on. Windows weren't rolled down either. Car, asphalt, sun, hello. Yeah. 6 and 3 years old, and they were baking inside that car.
When I lived in Florida, you know how in the wintertime you have to start your car and warm it up? In Florida, you had to start your car and cool it down.
Cool it down, right.
Yeah, you'd get in your car, it would be awful. So you turn on the AC and go back inside for 5 minutes.
So the horrible irony is that when they put her in the cop car, she was like, hey, would you please turn off the AC?
And the answer was no.
Yeah, I mean, what?
I hate you, lady.
It's so hot in here.
If I was going to, I hate you. No.
Yeah. Oh, man. Ryan Castle.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, but I think you might even hate his 12-pack more.
No. BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session that an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.